Depot's more do-it-yourself. Lowe's is a little bit more like we will do it for you type stuff. I think. That's
that is a good point.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure on that.
I haven't even thought of that. Well, we're live with the Home Depot and Lowe's talk.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
That's how we start.
If you guys want to introduce yourselves and what you're like, I guess what you do.
Yeah, I'm Robert, and I am the director of Night Moves, and I also run the Handlebar in Downtown Pensacola.
Hell yeah.
I'm Ryan. I think I'm technically the vice president of Night Moves. And I'm just an electrical engineer on the side.
Hell yeah.
On the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Aren't you guys also in bands?
Yeah, we play in a few bands. I play in a band called Glazed Eyes, a band called Burning Strong, and I play with Starlin, and then miscellaneous other projects that kid play a show whenever, but generally speaking, those are the three more active ones.
Okay.
Yeah, and I do Snow Halo, Statement of Pride, Submit, and I think that's mainly what's going on right now. Cairo, yeah. Forgot
So,
about Cairo, sorry.
I think I think we all have like a Kevin Bacon person in our life, and that's Carter.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody has a relationship with Carter in different ways.
Yeah.
That's right.
So we're both martial artists.
Yeah.
I'm using quotations
Okay.
with Carter,
Right.
and y'all both do bands with Carter, right?
That's right, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, and he lives in my neighborhood, and have known him for, God, probably 15 years now, almost. I think it's crazy to think about that.
Maybe the commonality is not I've been in a movie with them, or it's been like Carter has been a dick to me.
Oh no, I've had dick moments.
Yeah.
Carter's taken me down a few times where I was like, brother, I thought this was a light roll.
Oh, very cool. What's going on?
Yeah.
It is fun. It is funny how that, like, if you know one person in that group, you'll know the stars will start connecting.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he
Exactly
knows
how
so
it
many
happens.
people
Yeah.
that, like, Dutch from work was like, oh, yeah, I know Carter.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's definitely like Pensacola has those like degrees of separation. Like, how do you know the person?
Yeah.
That person's bound to know that
It's
person.
small enough that you can, you know, if you don't know somebody, but you know somebody within a couple people.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You can
for
find
sure.
a way to
No, 100%.
be like, that's how,
Yeah.
That's the small town side of it, which is
Yeah.
good. You know,
Yeah.
it's good to have that and to be able to make those kind of connections.
Yeah, I think
Did you guys ever do martial arts?
I did when I was younger. I did Taekwondo, which is like kind of barely martial arts.
Yeah.
The way that it's done here, but
Yeah.
I mean, I was like a 3rd degree black belt.
That's fucking
Dad-
wild.
My dad ran like a school down in Fort Walton, so
So did you ever see Foot Fist Way?
no, I have not.
Dude,
About Kung
you need to
Fury.
take a good like hour and a half out of your day, watch that. You're just going to cry laughing.
That's
It's it's Danny McBride.
Danny McBride. That's right.
Brother,
Oh.
he does that character, that type,
Yeah.
so fucking
What's it
well.
called?
Foot Fist Way.
I love him. So
It's
I guess
about
One of his
him
first
running.
movies,
Yeah, it's about him being like a taekwondo instructor, and his like assistant is like an 8-year-old boy, but he's also a black belt, I think.
Yeah.
So they're
Okay.
like doing instructionals
Cool.
and stuff.
Yeah, I dig it. I've never been in a fight, so that's no martial arts.
Well,
for me.
Carter's got you if he's around.
yeah, luckily
he's
keep him around.
like deceivingly good at just kind of fucking you up.
Yeah, he just fucks you up.
So I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have the same gym, or is it like still? He still goes to the same one as you guys.
So when I first started, he was in 10th Planet Mobile, I think. I started jiu-jitsu like 7 years ago. And where I started, we couldn't compete unless we competed at this one tournament, and it was called Naga. And I thought that was weird, but I was like, I've never been in a martial arts studio or like jiu-jitsu or anything, so like I guess this is just the way, you know? And I was hearing in the gym, they're like, no, that's not really how it goes, that's just how this guy is. So I ended up competing without his like approval at a competition, and
Cody likes to break the rules.
you know what I'm saying. I'm a bad guy. And my first match ever was with Carter. Against Carter, I should say.
Okay.
And that's how I met him. He had super long hair. Like, his shit was, like, down to his belly.
Back then, probably, yeah.
Yeah. Long blonde hair. And I was like, I had seen him around, and I was like, I don't know why I know this guy. And I didn't figure it out for, like, a while afterwards. And then we ended up he came to Remedy, which is where I left my first gym and went to that gym, which I guess he did the same. I don't know exactly his background on that. And then we both ended up at the third gym.
Kazushi.
Yeah,
Cool.
which is where he likes to visit sometimes.
Cool.
Yeah.
He's been on the pod, right? Okay, cool.
Like a year ago or something.
Yeah, I guess
It's been
it was
a while
close to
ago.
that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So what's going on with Night Moves? Like, what is the? I guess why has it come about?
All right, well, let's walk it through real quick. All right, so Night Moves as a whole got started in 2019 after the Handlebar closed, because we used to book like our old bands at the Handlebar. It was like the perfect kind of place to do punk shows. Like, you could jump off the stage, you could get rowdy, you know, lots of crazy lawless stuff happened in there, and it was great. And then when it closed, we were like,
Why did it close?
it closed. The bills just stopped getting paid, and one day you just kind of showed up and the doors locked, and
Yeah, we canceled the show because there wasn't electricity one day.
yeah, it was
So we just had
wild.
to cancel on some touring bands.
Yeah, and so when that happened, I kind of had some thought that eventually it was going to close, and then eventually got word in like November of like 2018 that was going to be the last time the electrical bill was paid. And we were like, okay, there's other venues, we'll figure something out and to do stuff. And we decided that, like, there was Shizuko, there was Live Juice Bar, and then there was like random like VFW, American Legion halls and stuff like that we could book at. And it just never felt like there was a home. There's not really like a hub. Like, I think if you have like an Instagram page or you have a Facebook or whatever, there's at least a following behind it. So like you can just say, hey, what's going on at blank tonight? And then you could just kind of look and see that. And so it was missing for a while. And so again, right around 2019, kind of had the thoughts like, well, why don't we open a space? Like, how difficult could this be? Like, if you pay rent, or if you pay rent every month to open a space, you're paying probably at least a third of that every time if you just book like one show by yourself. And so that was kind of the philosophy behind it. It was to do like a small room and to make sure we could outgrow it, make sure that shows are like tight knit and fun and with that kind of atmosphere. And so when we kind of opened that space, we were kind of deciding, it's like, okay, well, what do we want the venue to be? What do we, is it just going to be like my venue, like Robert's venue or whatever? And
was that a name that was tossed
no,
around?
no,
Robert's venue.
I really had no idea. Like,
Quickly vetoed.
yeah.
Oh no.
And I don't know. I just, like, at the time, Ryan wasn't even living here, right? You were living in Austin?
I moved at the beginning of 2019. So
Okay, so like pretty much right after.
It was like a month after Handlebar closed.
Yeah. So he had ended up moving, and I pretty much like every time I drink coffee, I'll just like send Ryan like a list of things. I'm like, hey, what do you think of this idea? Like, and he'll be like, no, tone that shit down. Like, it's like you're going so. But anyway, eventually landed on like, yeah, you should definitely do the venue, and we should do it as a nonprofit route because, we want this to be a community space for musicians and artists to have, right? We wanted it to be a space for people to record, to rehearse, to create, and then
do it yourself space.
and perform even.
Kind of like Gilman is for like over in the like San Francisco Bay Area. It's that's just like a super famous like punk venue, but just like we wanted like a do-it-yourself space.
Yeah. Like just to, like just shown it's like, hey, this is not like, we're by no means like big wig music execs that know everything about music or sound treatment or contracts or anything like that. This is just like, a couple guys who like music, like booking shows, and like booking shows for bands and other people around, and noting that there was like, hey, no one really has a place to practice because most people just like, live in apartments. They don't really have the space to do that. So we did that for a while. That was the venue. It was over off of Plantation by Psychedelic Shack.
Oh, wow. Over there.
Yeah, it was like a 75 cap room.
And the vintage gaming place that now is on Davis, what was that called?
Video Game Trading Post.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah. So right over there is
great,
where it
great
was.
spot.
Yeah. It was
It
really
was
cool.
blue, like...
Damn, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember when that place was opening because
I
I
feel
remember
like you can
Dutch,
hear
I
yourself
remember
walking
Dutch
around in
talking
there,
about
like-
that place.
It's like all wood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was.
Yeah.
It was not super ideal.
So
but,
how are you like stomping and shit?
Right. Well, it was always.
They're like, actually, this
there
side
was
of
a
the
bit of a
building's kind of
concern.
leaning. We
Yeah,
might-
I'm not gonna lie. It was like, in there, I'm like, I don't know what the weight
We'll
threshold
see.
is
Yeah,
in here
yeah.
because it's off the ground.
Dude,
It was like,
Do you remember that video of like the college kids partying in the second floor and then it falls
Yeah.
through?
So
I don't, but
crazy.
I'm
Not that you would fall through there because it's like
Yeah.
just barely off the
Yeah,
ground.
it's just barely
but
out right.
Imagine
Like this.
falling
But
and
still.
just being like,
Yeah.
what? I guess we're not getting our
You
deposit
explain that
back?
to the landlord. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I definitely didn't
So-
get a deposit back either way, but that's fine.
Jeez.
But yeah, so we did that for a little bit, and the venue side of it, right? And COVID kind of shut it down, but in the interim between that, I was like, we need to bring in bigger bands to make this better, right? Like,
Yeah.
we can.
There's only so much you can
There's
do.
only so
in
much you can do in a
room
small
like
room.
that.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
Not
out-
an extensive PA. Like,
yeah.
there's only a certain level of band that will tolerate that kind of thing.
Yeah.
because it's not built for sound. You know what I mean? You kind of
No.
had to go in and
Yeah,
Most of that was, like,
100%.
pieced
Yeah.
together. Like
Yeah.
stage was built by like
Donated
Yeah,
stuff.
like
Yeah.
people that wanted to just help out because it was something cool.
yeah.
Also, with like a cap, I assume like you can only afford
Exactly.
certain people.
And that was the whole problem. It's like, if I wanted to book, X band, they're like, yeah, like you basically have to sell over 100 tickets before you even break even or get close to, covering what you need to do. And so it's like, at that point we want to look for something a little bit more affordable.
Did you guys at all had to start going out of pocket and then was like, yo, we need to move this?
Oh, well, definitely. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that was kind of like, I was, basically like leveraging my personal like work day-to-day paycheck to keep it open.
Yeah.
Because I was like trying to more or less keep the vision of the scene thing alive because I'm like, this is not a 1-year thing. This is like a multi-year thing that we have to be able to do. And it's going to take some time. Like, no one makes money in their first year of business. And so I understood that. But I also was like, this is not sustainable. And that's why I started to look for something else. And I found out that the Handlebar was purchased and that it was just kind of being sat on. And like, no one, it was like just there and vacant. And they were paying the electricity. And I'm like, that's just kind of interesting that it's been here for so long. And so I met with the owners of there and I told them about Night Moves and how I wanted to move in there. I was like, this would be so crazy if like we just brought Night Moves back to the Handlebar. And then
By this time, the venue had closed. You
Completely, right?
Yeah.
let the lease go because COVID had happened. I
We're in
think.
2019
It
now,
was like-
right?
this would be 2020
2020
now. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
it went through the year, and then I think there was only a month or two left once stuff actually shut down.
Yeah.
So it was just like you can't like re-sign when we
When we had no idea when it
completely
was
shut
gonna happen,
down,
yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
have anything. So the thought was like maybe we'll pick it up, once shows are safe to go to again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, then, I met the people who own the Handlebar and, just kind of kept in contact with them over the next year of kind of COVID stuff. Just like a text here and there, like, hey, making sure you guys haven't sold the building yet. Like, and they're like, no, like, so like, we don't know what we're doing yet. And like, there were so many different things that it could have been, right? It could have been shopping center. It could have been, a parking lot. It could have been a restaurant. And I'm so glad that they wanted to keep it as what it is. Like they're like, let's keep all the heart of the Handlebar, which was like, original music. It was kind of more of the alternative. But let's make it nicer. Let's make it like a place that people like actually beyond the music diehards want to go to.
Yeah.
They used to go to the Handlebar when they were younger, so they
the owners?
they had like love for it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't just like some random people wanting to.
Like a developer.
Yeah. So so anyway, like this is insanely long-winded. So
you're
but
good,
it really kind of all tells kind of the story about it. And when the Handlebar, like basically when we kind of got it reopened and everything, among all that, I still kept the Night Moves nonprofit open, and not for really any reason. It was just, it doesn't cost that much to keep a business license open for a year or whatever. I was like, I feel like we're going to do something with this someday. We don't really know what this is going to be, but I feel like there's a reason that we got it and we got approved for it, because there's a lot of hurdles in getting, a nonprofit kind of approved by, the state of Florida. And eventually we found out that Foo Fest is are you guys familiar with Foo Fest?
I've heard that. You could briefly.
Sure, yeah. So Foo Fest is an arts festival in downtown Pensacola.
Yeah, they do the wings on that building, right?
Yep. Yeah. They've done like basically a lot of those installments that we see around downtown are like
the
parts of
painters.
that.
Yeah.
And so stuff that like lives throughout the course of Pensacola history from now on is something that maybe happened during Foo Fest that was funded by that, because what it does is it's a city funded program that tries to generate tourism in the off season.
Yeah.
They don't have any problem.
It's like a month-long
Yeah,
thing, and
yeah.
there's a bunch of different stuff that goes on.
2
Yeah.
weeks,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but still,
But
Is
it's
it
like
the
a bunch
same
of
time
stuff.
every year?
it's the first
Early
weekend of
November.
November and everything.
Oh, so we're about to hit that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
word, okay.
Which is kind of where this fest comes in, because they had this is part of Foo Fest's offering is Night Moves Fest, because like I said, it's a city funded event that funds.
This will like cap off the end of the week.
Starts off. This is the first.
Oh, this starts
weekend.
it.
Yeah.
Dude, what a bang.
Sick.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, we found out that they do things like this, and they want to generate tourism in the off season through artistic, musical, theater, events that are happening in town. And we're like, well, I have the nonprofit. Like, I'm gonna see if they like my idea. And for 3 years, we kind of submitted something, and I just felt like we weren't really speaking the same language. Felt like, the things that they were looking for were things that we weren't really kind of offering them. And, I get from their perspective, like, we're these, like, 20-something guys, like, who are going in there, and, like, everyone's, like, a lot more professional and older and, seasoned, right? And, we kind of come in, and they're like, I don't know about these guys, like, wanting, all this money to, like, put together a music fest. Like, do they have any, like, could they do it? Like, could they pull it off? Is this just going to be, like, a disaster?
You just got to tap into that dreamer they have. They'd be like, you were a child once.
Exactly. I mean, like,
Level with me.
no, it's true.
You
It's
were a
true.
30-year-old one.
Yeah. You like Transformers, right? I got one in my car.
So, yeah, we after 3 years of kind of applying, this year, kind of just listening to their feedback, they were, what they wanted and what we wanted is the exact same thing. We want something really cool to happen here. It's just a matter of, like, we want something cool to happen that we personally like, that maybe they don't personally like, but we have to kind of convince them that, like, we're in it for the same reason. We want to make
The
Pensacola
greater
cool.
good.
We want
we want
Pensacola
something
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter, hopefully, to you guys that maybe you don't think it's cool, but we think it's cool, and we think that people our age are going to think it's really cool.
Yeah.
A lot of people around are
And-
going to think it's cool.
There's
For sure.
there's an audience for that.
Yeah.
Whether they know it or not.
Yeah.
Right. And so, so that is kind of how it all kind of came about. And so we were approved to be one of the grant funded events. And that pretty much paid, the production costs to be able to put together Night Moves Fest out at Maritime Park. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, right on the water. So
How does that feel? To know, like, you finally broke through. Like, it feels like it's happening at, like, kind of a great time.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
Like, we're just, like, pretty much out of the pandemic for good. I guess.
Let's knock on some
It just
wood.
feels pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Perfect time of the year. Fufu
Yeah.
Fest. Like, it
Hitting
feels
a
like everything
stride,
is. Yeah.
dude. Hitting
Yeah.
a stride, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's pretty unbelievable. Like I kind of submitted it being like, here we go again, like this is not going to happen, whatever. And then like we did it, and that was like the first time I brought Ryan to one of the meetings because I was just like, what, like
It's
this
his
seems
tough
like a
look is
waste-
what got it.
They
They were
were
like,
yeah,
hey,
they
bro,
were like,
we didn't know you were
do it.
connected.
That's
bro.
right. That's
My
right.
bad, bro.
Yeah, they're like, oh, They're like,
He brought his
please.
muscle.
no,
dude.
do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, you're
yeah,
good.
take my wallet, like whatever.
They're like, we got a problem up top. We need some. Just push it through.
Yeah, and so I mean, it was crazy. I mean, they were basically. I kind of had that with how they do it. They do like a scorecard, and so they read your grant, and they decide based on their grant how well you answered their questions that they needed to be able to feel comfortable with like dispersing it. And I had like a general idea of like where I scored with it, and like they said something. I was like, like I was like, there's probably 10 above us, maybe 8, something like that scored higher. And then they,
Are all you guys going for the same one thing, or
So
is it
there's
like
a
they grant so
pool.
many?
Yeah, pool
yeah,
of
it's a
money that
pool.
gets split up.
Yeah, they get split
And
up.
based on your score, it depends how much you get, right?
Well,
you apply for a set amount of money, and that if you get approved, you get fully funded.
yeah.
Oh,
So
sick.
they go until they can do a fully funded.
And what
Gotcha.
happens if you don't use all that money? It goes back into the fund that you can use for another one.
For next year is basically what
Hell
ends up
yeah.
happening. Yeah.
So do you get a grant every single year, or you, just gotta
can't. You have to
reapply?
apply
You have to
for it.
apply,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, but this will be like a good track.
This is
record.
like the best starting point to be able to do a festival
Yeah.
because it's now it's like it's so much help from the city, right?
Yeah.
Like the city is like this is not possible without the city having having their support and
Yeah.
wanting to
Yeah.
do this, right? It's like they want this to happen, and this is basically why we pay taxes, right? Like
Yeah.
that we can do cool stuff with the type of breakdown of that
Funding
and
and
whatnot.
everything.
Yeah, and so
It seems like there's been like a lot of pouring into downtown Pensacola lately. Like over the course of the last few years, like shit is getting pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's getting better.
way better, way cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we were growing up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the last
Yeah.
10 years have been substantially different.
I remember when
Yeah.
I was a
Money that's
kid, the
down
coolest thing you could go to was like the movies or the mall.
mall.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it like you could hear venues like the Red Door, like
Yeah.
shit like that popping up, and you're like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's just something to do, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. I mean,
Or like X Park.
the beach.
Yeah.
You don't really like the beach until you're a little older. I think it's just But yeah, it's there wasn't like a lot. But I mean, we went to gallery night and passed out some flyers last night, and I'm like, there is so many people down here, and I mean, there always is, but I felt like there was like just like so much energy
Yeah.
out there in downtown. So it's good to see because that type of stuff just makes Pensacola thrive as a
Yeah.
whole. So
There's a lot of really cool shit going on down
There is, dude. Like I went downtown like 2 nights ago to go running, and I was like, it'll just be cool to run in a different area.
Yeah.
There was like a mob of like, I don't know, 500 people ran by us, and
just
I was
running
like,
also, yeah.
yeah, I was like, oh, there's running groups out here now.
Yeah.
Like that was never a thing that
Yeah.
I was aware of.
Yeah, it's awesome,
But,
man.
yeah.
It's really cool. Really cool.
So how did you guys land on the name Night Moves? It kind of feels like a Miami Vice type feel. Like Night Moves, it's like, or that old show like Murder She Wrote and shit like that. It feels like that to me.
It's
like-
Maybe I'm way off.
It's like band names. It's
Yeah.
just like you have a bunch of ideas, you see what works,
Yeah.
what doesn't, and then it just comes down to like compromising to what you hate the least.
Yeah, that's real. I mean,
That is-
that couldn't be.
That's a good point.
You're
That
like,
couldn't be more true.
What were some of the ones that didn't make it? Like obviously,
I don't
Yeah,
even
it's been
remember.
so long.
Really?
Honestly, yeah, like because it's. I mean, well, maybe for like the fest we had a couple, but I can't even remember those. Can you?
there's not one person in the group that you guys. I assume there's a group chat.
Just me and him. Really.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So there wasn't one that one of you guys is like, well, I kind of really wanted this, but nobody else wanted that name
Yeah.
that you're
not
just holding
really.
on to. Like maybe I'll do that later.
No, I don't think so.
I kind of just, there was so much to do that I was kind of just like, it's Night Moves Fest. I didn't think about it again.
Yeah.
Until he
Yeah.
brought something else up.
Yeah, but I can't even remember. Like we didn't really know exactly, like, because the nonprofit's called Night Moves, and so the fest, we were like, I mean, it makes sense to just call it Night Moves Fest, like rolls, it's like, it's exactly what it is, and so, it's a festival brought to Pensacola by Night Moves, and so, that was kind of it was just easy to just let it be that, and we did think about it, but I just can't remember what else we came up with.
That's cool. I do like super appreciate and love like the rollout you guys have had. Like it looks all sick.
Yeah, thank you.
Like the ads and everything that's going across all the social media looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like y'all are doing a very good job for the first rollout of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah. We're very happy with.
Yeah,
how it
I'd be
looks.
very proud.
We got a designer, Lindsay, who's from here. I believe she moved to
I love that.
Colorado, but yeah, we got somebody local. I mean, like literally, I just posted on Instagram, "Hey, everybody who knows like graphic designers, send me your recs."
Yeah.
We found somebody through that. So this is definitely
awesome.
like we're building
It's a community thing.
Yeah.
building it from the community.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's how it all feels to me. It's just like we're just sourcing like, all sorts of different angles from that and trying to make it, all encompassing. And we have some locals that are on the fest to kind of further like state like, hey, this is for the local music community. Like this isn't.
And a
just
lot of
like,
the bands that we even have have Pensacola
Ties.
connections.
Yeah.
I mean, with
Yeah.
Manchester having Andy's from
Yeah, we were talking about that outside. That's dope.
Pool Kids have a connection. I believe the singer lived here at one point.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I mean, a bunch of these bands have played.
Yeah.
Within the last 10 years or so.
Yeah, Paul from Fake Eyes. Fake Eyes has played here too.
Fake
right?
Eyes has played here, yeah.
And
they're
then
really great.
Has
They're
played in hardcore bands here.
A band that we're friends with. I think Fake Eyes has played here too.
Yeah, they played at Chizuko, right?
Chizuka, yeah.
That was such a cool spot too.
Yeah, I really like Chizuko a
Chizuko
lot.
was so sick.
I went, but I didn't go while there was a band. I just went, I think, to eat there.
Just to chill.
Just hang out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't even know that was there.
Yeah.
It kinda comes out of
like
nowhere.
the square over there.
Yeah.
It kind of throws you off. You're like driving through it, and then you're
you
like,
don't know where it is.
What when did
there's
this
a
happen?
what is that? Five Sisters or whatever.
Yep.
I that whole square I didn't know existed at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was driving
Blue
through
Dot
on
Burger?
accident.
You
Yeah.
ever had Blue Dot?
I haven't, and I've heard crazy
so
good things.
Oh, you're missing
It's
out,
so
man.
good.
You got to go
Bro.
Are you vegetarian or anything?
No.
Okay, well then you should
I'm
go
like
one day.
food.
You
I'll
need to
eat
go
it.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that
great.
place is
Hell yeah,
that place
dude.
is crazy.
Yeah, it's like you guys were saying about the festival. I had a question like, is there anything else going on that's unmusic related that's like maybe not vendors per se, but is there like people doing face paint, or is there like people doing other activities at the thing, not just music?
So a little
Or
bit.
cookies.
I mean,
Like, I know we have It's a Cookie.
Right. There's gonna be there's definitely some food vendors. So I think right now that's locked in. Piccolo Rolla, Misu, and Rustic Spoon. They're doing some stuff. And Rusty's doing like a catering spread for the bands, which is really sick. And
He kind of works there.
He was just, oh, you do?
I work with Rusty. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah. We put on the Riddler Cup together. His golf tournament.
Word. Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Yeah, Rusty is a great,
Rusty's a
great
boy.
guy.
Yeah. He calls me every
Great
once in a while and is like, "Yo,
Oh,
can you
dude.
come work on the truck?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah." So-
Yeah. And so those three are posting up, and then we have Parlor Donuts, Makers, probably some.
Damn.
We'll probably, I don't know exactly, like if either Kate from Make Ends Sweet or Katie from It's a Cookie, one of them will probably end up being there, and then we also have. So we at the Handlebar last weekend we did the vintage market, and so
Pensacola Vintage Collection.
yeah, the Pensacola
Yeah.
Vintage Collective.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna
growing
have
too.
they're probably gonna have like a little booth there as well, and then obviously band merch, and then music, and I'm trying to
Any
think
Night
if there's
Moves merch?
anything else. Yeah, we'll have some shirts.
What
and
is it
whatnot.
printed on?
We haven't talked.
We haven't talked. One of them's on the Bella Canvas one, and then the that's like what the VIP one is, but we don't know exactly what the other. You got a rec?
Well, you should do like, I don't know if it's like just 50 of this drop, but Comfort Colors is like my shit, bro.
Yeah,
Big Comfort
That should be like
guys.
a premium tee that's like, yo, first one ever, first annual.
maybe. Yeah.
Like, you know,
Maybe
I
one
think
custom.
they got bought by Gildan, so they're a
Oh,
little
really?
cheaper and not as good since then.
I know there's like Comfort Colors, and then I know there's like a knockoff that almost uses the same words. It's like Comfort Wash. They try to use the same
the
tag,
yeah.
and it's kind of like college font or whatever, and it's like squiggly, but they try to knock it off pretty good. And they're not bad.
They're not bad.
But they're not Comfort Colors.
I'll look it out.
Pretty much anything other than just the basic Gildan. Now is all right.
Yeah, I hate when they do, what is the old ones? Like they sell underwear at Walmart. Hanes. Fucking hate Hanes.
Yeah, no Hanes.
It's like boxy, and then when it washes, it like turns. And I'm like, the logo, how's the logo on the back now?
Yeah.
That didn't make sense.
So it's higher than the other.
It like moves around in the wash.
I didn't used to notice stuff like that, and then as I got older, I'm like, my God, like, how did I ever wear shirts that felt like that? It just feels like you're wearing cardboard, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a tall, fat guy, I definitely noticed the fitted shirts.
Yeah,
Because
the
some
reason...
of them are dresses, some of them are,
The reason is, like, when I was a kid, you're just stuck with your clothes. Like, whatever they end up being,
100%.
Months later, hey, you're changing.
You're still rocking
Yeah,
it.
you're going to have to rock with this for a while. But, like, Comfort Colors, and I know I'm talking about it too much.
Get this sponsored.
We need an ad.
Yeah, we
this
need...
was
Hey, Comfort
sponsorship.
Colors, if you want to reach out, we're open to clothing sponsors. But I feel like they just stay the size you buy them.
Yeah.
You know, like, I know other shirts say pre-shrunk or whatever.
Yeah, they.
To whose fucking standards?
Yeah. Who shrunk it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
They are a high quality shirt. That's for sure.
Yeah, but I'll be like stoked to see the merch come out.
Yeah.
Like, the Riddler Cup came out with some merch, the logoing, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly.
My dog.
Yeah, I love
I was
that.
like,
shit.
wore it. I was like, I think I put this shirt on today. It's like, oh, it's fitting. Yeah, we have
that's
that.
dope, dude.
Yeah.
Is there anything else coming out like Night Moves merch other than clothing? Is there hats or?
Not that I can think of. I think we're just gonna kind of keep it.
Shirts, I think.
Yeah, we're kind of keeping it. You know, pretty. I don't know. There's been a lot of different things that have come up throughout this process, and it's there's some things that we could probably have done, but it's just a timing thing, and it's just like, hey, if we want to do this fast, we have to get these things done. Here's kind of some of the stuff that could sacrifice a little bit.
Gotcha.
It's been like more of like, let's focus exactly. The first year, there's just
Yeah.
so many
We
unexpected.
just gotta get everything done so the fest happens. and
What was
it
the window of
happens
time?
right.
Yeah, that's what. Whenever you get,
Like, when you
accepting
found
of
out.
funding,
Yeah.
and then when does the process of
Do
we
they
need to
give you
start
a date?
booking?
Yeah, so they, what was it, late July or something?
Yeah, I think so.
So I think we applied May or either like April or May or something like that, and then found out at like a meeting in July, and then from July it took a little bit to get funding, just because of like whatever hurdles may have existed, and honestly, we probably could have started. So that's like a learning thing, right? Like we probably could have started in July, and really we did. Like as soon as July happened, I started hitting up like every agent, every band I possibly could, and just been like, "Hey, look, we're gonna do this. This is our budget. Like, what can we do for this?"
Yeah.
And started doing that, and but until like we had like the funding in place, I couldn't go under contract with anyone.
Because we had to deposit.
Yeah,
Right,
it was
and
just
you gotta
like
work with schedules and
Yeah,
stuff.
it was.
a little bit to-
But from that, I've kind of learned a little bit. Like now it's like, hey, like we can confirm this with a contingency now. So it's like if like let's say that we didn't get funded or we that type of thing. So there's lots of things like that now that we can learn from, and now we can start to. You can't announce until you have the bands funded, and again, it's like we couldn't fund it until we had the city
Cash in
funding,
hand.
Yeah.
and so that was a little difficult to roll that out. Like realistically, we had the lineup probably early August, probably almost pretty
Damn.
close to then, and we couldn't
At
even
least-
announce it
yeah, at
until
least-
September because of just
3 months
the
ahead.
waiting.
Holy shit!
Just because of the waiting game in regards to making sure that number one we were you know, we could pay them and be under contract, and then number two, that you know, we were, you know, trying to like follow other bands' kind of rules of like when they needed it announced and when we could announce and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
So you had a very short amount of time, really.
I know, yeah. That's what it like. It felt too short, but at the same time, like this is happening one way or the other. So let's just do the best that we can.
And we got the big pieces in place pretty easily.
Yeah.
Like getting like production and stuff. This was originally supposed to be on the street outside of Handlebar.
Yeah.
And we had to move it because we couldn't guarantee a train wouldn't come down that street, Tarragona. So it ended up being that we had to move it to Maritime, and luckily it was open. You know, we could have done it other places, but Maritime is just so beautiful.
It's
just
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like we're hoping that, you know, people that come from out of town, they're just like, oh damn, this is sick.
It's a really cool venue.
Yeah, right on the water, and
Makes people want to hang out here. dude.
Yeah.
the amphitheater is really nice, and that whole festival grounds is gonna be really cool for this.
Yeah.
That's
So when they approved it, do you have to do it within the calendar year? Or is it like...
It's during
Foo Foo Fest window. So Foo
March,
Foo, yeah.
Oh, because you applied
March.
for that time.
November
Gotcha.
2nd through
My bad.
11th,
It's
I
all
think
right.
is what it is.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. It's, you know, like when I explain it to anyone, really, it's just like, you know, this is an event within Foo Foo Fest is kind of just the best way to describe it.
It's also, I guess, confusing because when you go to apply for something like this, I mean, I assume you might have an idea for like who you would want to play, but you don't know how much money, like
Exactly.
because you don't know if they can do it, and then it's like, how do you apply?
It's tough, right? Yeah, basically, and that was another thing is like, you know, learning the lingo there when we apply, right? Like if at 1 year we were like, hey, we would want to do this, and then, you know, it's like then that band can't even do it, and then it's like we want to do these number of bands or bands similar, right? And so
you kind of have to apply with,
you know,
information redacted, or like
Exactly.
just kind of like this is where this
We
would
just
be.
had like a long list of bands that we were like,
There's a lot
this
of
is
what
we're
ifs.
thinking for headliners, and this is stuff that we just want to see that are available.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that
prices
side
from
of it with a with a festival.
Yeah,
having
and then-
to, you know.
I assume you gotta like just assume like if this does get approved, how do you know the band even cares or
Right.
wants to do?
Yeah.
Like, what if the band's like, no, you know what? Fuck Pensacola.
yeah.
I actually don't like that.
Yeah.
band.
Well-
I mean, we got a couple that that were
Really?
like, hey, we played this thing called DeLuna Fest, and nobody got paid.
And they're like, just letting
or-
you
You're like,
know.
that's not
just a
us.
little concerned.
That'll be in these artists' mind that they played this and they didn't get paid.
Yeah. So yeah,
we were like 18 when that happened.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't do that.
Yeah, luckily, like the agents were like, "We know this isn't you. I'm just giving you like." He's like, "If you get some grief about it, just know that this is probably why." I'm like, oh, "Okay, well, thanks for
Well,
the heads up
hopefully you
there."
guys
And-
can turn that around.
yeah, and that's the hope. And you know, this year has been such like, you know, good like learning experience, right? Like now we kind of know like, you know, how to approach it for the future and how to, you know, we could probably start, you know, as soon as the fest is over and we notice a success, we can probably start the day after being like, hey, just letting you guys know we did this festival. This was the turnout. Like, we'd love to get another band on. Here's what we think a budget would be. Can you tell me who can do it? And so now we'd have like a year out to plan stuff like that, which would be really great. And
It's a lot of bigger stuff. They are planning for like, I mean, we've been talking to agents just for Handlebar stuff. That's like, they're planning fall of next year for bands.
yeah,
So, it's like,
so they're already looking, like
yeah.
agents are already looking into that range. So it's like, okay, well then this is great.
So this is a same time of year every single year, or you're trying to like do maybe multiples a year?
I mean, doing multiples a
Growth
year
is-
would be awesome. Like if we could do like, I mean, so this is like more like indie alternative. Like we'd love to do like a metal one out there too.
metal,
Like
punk sort of
yeah,
stuff.
like I think that would be really sick. It's just a matter of like, you know, learning the logistics of it and being like, okay, this is possible, this is not possible to do without city funding, you know, learning those things and being able to kind of like use the budget that we've made for this year and being able to kind of apply it for a future event is going to be the way that we can make sure that this could be long lasting. Because I think people want it here. Like, I mean, imagine like, you guys want to go see a show, right? And you're like, the closest thing that has come is it's in Atlanta or it's in New Orleans or Orlando or something like that, right?
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky, right? And it's usually like not even a fest. It's maybe one band or whatever that you want to see. So it probably costs you $100 to drive to the city. It probably costs you $150 to stay overnight. It probably costs you, whatever the ticket price is, and then the food that you eat while you're staying there. You're talking, $400 or $500 concert, right?
Yeah.
It's like, this is $75 in town. Like that's how I've tried to. That's how we want to present it to people. It's like we want to do this for the people here so that they don't have to go. Like, when we first started going to hardcore shows, we had to drive to Jacksonville, we had to drive to Birmingham, Tallahassee, and it's just like that. Just make it a here thing. Like that's just been the whole philosophy. Like since we've been in college, it's just like do it yourself. Like if you want to see it happen, go make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like. I used to go to shows all the time, Handlebar included.
Yeah.
Like, now in my older years, I'm like way more into like stand-up comedy.
Sure.
Like, than I ever have been. And yeah, you got to travel a long distance if you want to see anybody. Luckily, like Sanger Theater has put on some stuff.
Yeah.
A few things.
Yeah, so it's like it's getting there.
But I mean, that's that thing we were
It's
talking
heading
about within the last
in the
couple
right
years. We've seen a lot of growth, and that growth is bringing those bigger names in.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Which is awesome.
Well, when one agent sees it as successful, they're like, okay, here's my other bands that I have on my roster or comedians, right? And they're like, this was a success here.
Yeah.
Let's bring another act through. Let's bring, because we know that it'll work that way. I've gotten a couple stand-up offers in. I can't remember their names.
Whitmer Thomas.
Really?
Yeah, he came through Handlebar.
He was on.
Oh, damn, dude, I didn't even hear about that.
He was on a tour with Howdy, who was actually playing the fest.
Oh, really?
So the Howdy didn't play, but the rest of the bill played, and he was on that. So
Whitmer recorded a special on Mobile.
Yeah, Floribama.
Yeah, or Floribama, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
man,
first heard about him because Kitty went out there. I think Kitty filmed it.
Oh, that's right.
This was like years ago now.
I remember hearing about
Yeah.
that.
Like HBO.
Yeah.
A24 shit, which is cool.
That's wild.
Floribama.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did like half stand up, half songs.
Yeah, it was cool. I wasn't really sure exactly how it was going to go because, when you think comedy, you think seated, and he was just like, no, I want standing room. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's cool. I'll listen to you, like whatever you want to do. And he is playing, and he plays a song, and then the rest of the band goes like backstage, and he's just kind of like standing up there, does like a stand-up bit for a couple minutes, and then brings the band back out, and they do that. He went on for like, with the songs, probably at least an hour plus or something. It was great.
It was awesome too.
It was really funny. Some really good, good stories of everything. And
do you guys have somebody hosting?
No,
like, is there going to be like an MC? Y'all should do like an up and coming comic as an MC for in between bands.
There was kind of like a little talk about that. Do you know Chris Jadala and Calliope Films and everything? So they do like some impromptu comedy stuff, and they're talking about maybe if there was a LED wall that they'd put some comedy like between bands or anything like that. We don't know that we're gonna have the LED wall just yet. I mean, it's just kind of we're gonna make a decision, like, kind of based on our ticket sales and kind of what other things kind of come up, right? Like we have gotten a couple insurance quotes, and we're like, all right, we could go heavier here to make sure that we protect ourselves, and then if we do that, we're gonna obviously have to sacrifice some other things. So it's a balancing game, and just trying to make it all work out the best way that we can. And obviously, like, ideas like that are cool. Like, I mean, there's I've seen that happen before, where there's essentially, like you said, a host that kind of like intros bands and everything like that. That would be like a nice little add to everything.
Yeah, because they can like also put on for the band that just played, or, like, give it up for the band.
Yeah,
give you a little bit about them, and then they can go into like, it doesn't have to be comedy per se, but it could just be somebody to be like, yo, because for people it's hard when you do something. Sometimes people in a band or whatever the service is, they might be nervous to like, yo, you can find us at
Yeah,
Or
true.
you can go to our merch table.
Good, yeah.
You know, because somebody can do it like without an ego or without
Yeah.
being
because they have no,
embarrassed.
they don't feel like it's
like, oh, please
Not like
donate to
boasting
us or whatever.
braggadocious
Yeah.
and
I
all-
got a
yeah.
good idea though. We go the opposite way, and it's a roast.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude,
It's like this
could.
band was so bad. Don't go buy their merch.
Don't go buy their merch. It's over there.
It's over there.
Don't
Yeah.
follow them on their Instagram.
Try to
which is-
avoid that
Their-
table.
Yeah, their
Yeah.
handle is at.
Yeah. Dude, there is a really good comic that I think would be amazing for this, and he's like, without insulting him, he is definitely on the, like a lower end of things. His name's Casey Rocket. Have you seen this guy?
I don't think so.
He's on Kill Tony a lot. Do you know Kill Tony?
Mm-hmm.
Like
I
Tony
don't.
Hinchcliffe, he does like a stand-up podcast kind of thing where you can apply. You go to a show and you drop a name in a bucket, and there's like hundreds of names. He pulls a name. You get 60 seconds to do your comedy, and then they
Oh, I did see that.
they like
Yeah.
roast you basically.
Yeah.
Or they tell you like, yo, you're doing really good shit. Well, one of their like, now he's become kind of a regular. He is hilarious and he's always moving, and he's like, he is so unpredictable. He's just like, yo, the crab guy is back at it again. And he's like, just says crazy shit and is just hilarious. He makes you like, you're glued to him because you're like, what the fuck is he gonna do next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or William Montgomery, and they do like a podcast together, but he's also funny as fuck and like probably affordable.
Yeah.
You know, is what I'm getting at. Not like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's actually not like a bad idea at all. Like
or
to
just
have
break the
right
bank,
stuff
get
to break
Shane
it up,
Gillis.
right?
Yeah.
Like to do something like that,
You know?
and so yeah, that is a cool idea. You know, obviously right now maybe not, but maybe for next, you know, like
Yeah.
time wise, like
we
trying
got-
to like
we got a little-
coordinate that
too
stuff.
small
But that is
lead
like a
time.
cool idea, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be sick though. So the plan is maybe doing multiples a year.
That would be the plan. The plan. I mean, so
In a dream world?
in a dream, yeah. Let's go dream world, right? In a dream world, we can take this concept to another city. We can take this concept. So I don't know if you're familiar, like Rockville and Aftershock.
Yes.
Same, it's the exact same production company, right?
Oh,
so
word.
it's in Daytona and in Sacramento, and they just do like one coast, and you know that's like huge,
Hitting
like,
puberty.
Yeah,
On the-
that's like
on the pod.
huge dream world stuff, right?
Maybe when I'm grown.
Yeah, when I grow up, that's like huge dream world stuff, and then you know you could do it multiple times a year. You know, after you've kind of like
different genres.
Yeah.
Try to hit everything.
that are more than one day. You know, Rockville I think is 4 days, and
It's too much.
yeah, I think
a lot.
yeah,
Friday through Sunday. That's all.
I think 2 days is
lot.
realistically the best for you. But I mean, you know, if we could do 2, it's like. But we've decided it's like let's make sure one works, right?
Yeah,
Let's make sure one
we
works.
got the pre-show at Handlebar, Built to Spills, playing like a intimate set.
Oh, sick.
So it's
that's
like
sick.
it's free for VIP, and then we're gonna sell like a limited number of tickets at the door. So it's like, you know, first come first serve sort of thing. But it's, you know, a big band and a smaller cap room, kind of like a nice experience as part of like, you know, our second day.
Yeah. What is the capacity for Maritime Park?
Well,
there
it's
quote?
weird. It's like I don't even know that there really is
It's
one.
like all
my
open.
my quote was, "It begins to feel crowded at 2,000," and I'm like, okay, that's good enough.
But
for
there's
me,
a-
you know?
I would have
just the
thought
amphitheater.
15,000.
I was
I would have
thinking
thought
90
crazy
plus.
because I
Yeah.
was like, I've been on that grass and I'm like,
Uh,
this is
That
massive.
shit's huge.
If you were, I think it's weird because I think if the majority of people who have used Maritime Park for events, it's like bring your lawn chair, bring your blanket,
That's
lay
true.
out,
Yeah.
and if
like
you do
movies in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you do that, maybe it's more spaced out. But like in a traditional concert setting, everyone's kind of
packed
close
in.
in, and like you said. I mean, when I first thought of it, you know, like within just the park grounds, like between the trees and where the stage is,
Yeah.
you know, I was like, you could probably do at least 4,000 or 5,000. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
At least.
you know, that's what
He's doing this in the park. He's like,
Yeah, I'm just like
I'm
eh,
fucking-
just
I'm
like a
thinking-
you know, yeah, and
way more.
I'm so bad at estimating that.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
it could
it's
be
tough.
200 people or
I
200,000
know,
people.
yeah.
I don't know how many people's
Yeah.
out there.
Well, probably not 200,000.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but yeah,
We are dumb enough to think it could be 200,000.
They're like-
I'll be honest with you.
it's like we're guessing jelly beans. We're like, that's probably $1 million right there.
yeah.
In that
The jar's
small
this
cup.
big.
Yeah, it's a mason jar.
yeah.
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 I'd be bad at that too. So, but yeah, the park itself, and so there's that area, then there's like the neighboring area, which is like the jungle gym and all that stuff. Like we're gonna have access to all that too. That's gonna be like merch and vendors and whatnot are gonna be.
So it'll be like the whole, like basically from like the point where the Blue Wahoo Stadium is down. It'll just be like the whole space.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like you're talking about, traditionally it's more of a laid back space. You know what I mean? So it'll be cool to see how much you can get in there with,
I'm excited
like
about that to kind of see like what that ends up looking like with that number of people. Like, well, we're gonna limit the capacity and make sure that people do like to around that number where people do feel like they can enjoy it comfortably. And if they feel that way, then we'll be able to know for the next year. It's like, okay, we have to keep it at this, or it's like, we could really fit more, for the next time, and think about like how that looks.
What's the time frame, like time period, as far as when bands are starting and when it's supposed to close out and all that kind of stuff?
It's gonna start at noon. That's when the gates are gonna open. So first band will probably be on 1 or 12:30, and then gonna end around 11. Given that there's no like hiccups, or that bands have the schedule right, so they know to stick to that. But Manchester might be feeling it, might want to play an extra song or something.
And if it's 11, let them play a little bit.
Like
more. People are.
We don't have like a true curfew, but 11 feels like a decent. Yeah.
But noon throughout the day.
And what is that date again for everybody?
November 4th.
November 4th.
Yeah. A couple Saturdays from now.
Yeah.
Shoot.
I wish we could say we were going to be there.
You don't think you can?
We actually are going to be out of town at a jiu-jitsu event.
Oh, bummer. What time do you guys get back in?
The next day.
Oh, okay.
It's in Orlando.
Or the next day
word.
after that.
Okay.
And it's like a pretty big jiu-jitsu event, so it's like we've been planning it for a long time.
Sure. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Are you guys like rolling, or is it is it like a No.
Yeah, go ahead and answer, dog.
No, we're not.
Originally, I was going to, but I got injured. My knees are like fucked up right this second,
no.
so I can't compete then.
We were
sucks.
both gonna compete.
Yeah, but he fell in love and my knees hurt. So
I see.
classic problems.
You
know.
Yeah. But we're gonna go down there to support the homies.
Yeah,
that's
for
cool.
sure. Hang out
cool.
in Orlando.
Yeah, definitely warm some people
Big
up.
good way.
And we're gonna be down there for Olympia's, like the big bodybuilding show.
Okay.
It's
You can
gonna
probably
be
tell
in
by
the
his
same-
stature, like he follows
Yeah,
Olympia.
I
don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, bro. I moved
You probably couldn't see me when I was walking in front of him because his back
he
is
was
so damn
back-
big.
he's
I'm just
blocking the
fucking
view.
It's huge.
V'd out. But Olympia's the same weekend, the same day, in the same convention.
He's
center.
coaching an
So we're
athlete,
gonna-
so.
yeah. So that'll be cool.
Rad.
Not
Right
really
there.
coaching
Yeah.
an athlete.
I'm
so.
not. Yeah, I'm not.
Hey,
It's
just gonna
cool.
go look
I
at
went
some
last
big man
year.
meat and be
Yeah.
like,
Man, that's crazy.
why he's so big?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool.
Yeah, well, hopefully this works and is great, and then next year you guys could make it out, set up the
absolutely.
booth or whatever,
Fuck
like
yeah.
you did at the Handlebar and whatnot.
That'd be an honor, honestly.
try to
That'd be
do
sick.
something like that. I think that was a really cool concept, and I watched it afterwards because I was like, man, I walked through that screen so many times on accident, and I'm like, I didn't really even notice like a lot of that kind of stuff because there's so much stuff moving like constantly through it that it kind of just felt natural to see people walk through it, and I was like, with how the sound would end up being with the bands playing again.
Dude, that was our biggest thing. We were like, because we were sitting there and he was kind of sitting further away from the artist.
Yeah.
And he couldn't hear, like,
We're
sometimes-
we're literally talking
you
to
can
Big
hear
V,
it on
right?
a computer, but like it's like
Yeah.
you can't like hear.
And we're talking to Big V, and I say something like he brings up that his dad has done music, and I was like, dude, how wild would it be if you did something with your dad in a song? But I guess like he had already said that he done music with his dad or something.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, he did like backup tracks for like his first album or whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, you should definitely like get him on that. That would be awesome. You should definitely
Like
get your dad to do
I
that.
couldn't hear
'Cause he
him
couldn't
say
hear.
that
Yeah.
he just did that.
Yeah.
Like we
'Cause it
should have
was
had
so-
headphones
it
or
was-
something. But
Headphones probably could have helped. I mean, it might have helped. It was just it's hard because it was
The atmosphere was really cool though.
It
Being
was-
in a live area where there's people moving around and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It was really cool.
no,
to
it was
do.
sick. Like I
Yeah.
was I saw it like kind of happening, and like all the bands like had like their call time essentially right, and it seemed like it went really smooth. I thought it was cool.
Yeah. Some people didn't make their time, and we weren't aware of what everybody in each band looked like.
Oh, true.
So sometimes people sitting there are just the entourage of the band.
Yeah.
Sometimes they were the other band waiting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had no idea. And they walked up. I'm thinking somebody's going to come tap one of us and be like, yo, we're up next or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people got missed, but we were trying to schedule something with some of them.
Yeah.
People,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would be dope to do some shit like that, especially in such a gorgeous area. Like we just did the Riddler Cup one.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, I saw that.
it's like such a pretty location. The lighting was a little weird.
Yeah.
We can figure some stuff out, but yeah, it's cool to do stuff on location, definitely.
Yeah, I think so.
It's different. It's cool to get out of the studio and
Yeah.
show off the.
Yeah,
camera a little
I
bit.
was wondering like how often you guys kind of did you do one at Maritime Park? No.
No, we've done one in Jacksonville at my dad's house.
Yeah, we did do that.
We did one at the Handlebar,
Yeah.
We've done a couple in the car.
a couple in the car,
Those weren't videoed.
and then one at a golf course.
Okay. Cool.
At
Yeah.
wherever that was.
Marcus Point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably pretty hard to like move everything that you guys have over to
It's
there
not
and
as bad as
everything.
you would think. Like that camo book bag, I can put everything in that camo book bag. Minus, I take the sign just so like it's part
Sure,
of the
yeah,
branding
yeah.
thing, and the stand
Did
itself.
Parker make that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cool.
Sparker.
yeah. He's phenomenal,
Killer,
dude.
dude.
Yeah.
I always suggest anybody if they're doing anything, like even if they're just thinking about it, I'm like, get a sign made by me.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing something that's gonna be cool.
I didn't realize he could go like real big like that.
This was
Cool.
his first big piece.
Oh, really?
Like his first like of any size.
Okay.
I'm thinking I want it to be like a good portion of this wall, and he's like I mean, I've only done things, so this will be like my first big thing, and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
looks like pretty like perfect to
Yeah,
me.
he
I can't
crushed
even
it.
see like anything that's like
Yeah.
off with
No, he
it at
killed
all.
it.
So
He killed it.
yeah, super sick.
Yeah, and he also does these like, I guess 3D. I don't. Is that called 3D?
I mean,
What was the?
this is also 3D.
No, no. Bro, this is flat.
Technically.
3D
I
is
mean, legally, yes, it's 3D
why?
because it's
Comes off the
It's
wall.
off the wall. It's a thing. It's a thing.
It's got depth.
This is 3-dimensional. That's 3-dimensional.
Okay, but if you're looking straight at it and don't know that this is not part of the
Oh,
wall.
like so he has some that
This is
have
flat.
like essentially
Yeah.
like
It's
other
layered
Yeah,
wood.
okay. Word,
So like
word.
I got him to make a sign for a podcast I love called Bussin' with the Boys, and the sign is like stacked. Like it would be like each word is up, raised. All the
Raised.
circles are raised. That's raised, and it's like multicolor, so it like just pops. It's
Yeah.
like
Sick.
a lot of the times when somebody's creative, they can't always express their creativity if they're doing a service for somebody unless the service idea is
Aligns.
crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like they got to come like so like I feel like he does a really good job of expressing it, but it's like somebody should come to him with some crazy ideas. You would be surprised.
I bet
what
he could
can
do some
Yeah.
stuff.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying,
I really
like-
do.
It's like
Sometimes
it's like
it
the
takes
same way
people
with
pushing.
tattoo artists. You know what I mean? It's like you
Yeah.
kind of just want to go like do whatever you
Yeah, because
do.
you might get like such a
'Cause,
unique piece
yeah.
that's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the best kind of people like that, like in the creative, it's like they can turn, your word vomit into exactly what you were imagining without even really knowing it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
dude. I'm gonna pull up the like. I have a picture that is like 4 of the images. I sent him an idea and I'm like, brother, please hang in there. This is gonna be a long time till I get to where we're gonna want to be, but this was the original like idea. I was like, because they got a cease and desist from Budweiser.
okay.
They couldn't do the bow tie thing anymore. Then they got sponsored by Chevrolet. So I was like, how about we do the Chevrolet sign in the background in place of the bow tie? This was what I made off of like a really
Just kinda-
shitty Photoshop thing.
Kind of photoshopping it. right?
And this is the final product. Like, shit is crazy.
Oh, wow.
That's layered. Like, actual 3D.
That's just
That's
layered.
really
Okay.
sick.
Yeah,
Wow.
like, if you did it like this, it
Yeah,
would be
it would
like,
be like poking out.
stacks.
Yeah.
This shit is crazy. I was like, looking at it in person, I was like, that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did this with like 2 weeks notice.
Yeah.
Because we got tickets to go to see a live podcast, and I wanted to give them the sign. And I was like, I know this is super short notice. And this sign is like probably the size of this, maybe a little longer.
Yeah. Did they have it still? Have you seen them?
Yeah,
like
on the
anything?
podcast. This sounds weird talking about this on a podcast.
It's a little odd, but it's fine.
Pretty meta.
It's very meta.
But if you like go to any of their podcasts, literally, this is their newest podcast. All right, turn that off. But like, you will see it on the steering wheel, right there.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they put it. It's in every like. He has a doll in the way because it's like Spooktoberfest.
That's cool.
Halloween flavor.
Yeah, but like all their shit were in the background of all their shit. Not that wouldn't matter to anyone else, but it's like cool to pay homage to somebody and see like it meant something.
That's
to them.
crazy.
Yeah,
that's cool that they. I think a lot of times, there's submissions like that never really make it to the the artist or anything like that, and
we got to personally hand it to them because I paid for like a VIP thing to meet them, so I could be like, because we had a situation where we did something with another celebrity.
Like he is a dick writer.
I don't want to say anything.
Yeah.
I don't care, dude.
Because I want to shake their hands.
Love who you love, dude.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna front.
Yeah.
But we also did this thing where we had an opportunity to give a celebrity a shirt, and I was like, let's fucking take that opportunity. We were at this comedy fest, and Bert Kreischer has this like mascot that like runs around that looks just like him, shirtless, drunk, whatever. So we're like, let's give him one of our shirts. And like, so we talked to the guy, we give it to the mascot, and I was like, please give this to Bert. And he's like, real dumb, and he like puts it in his thing, and who knows if that ever got to him. We never saw it on him or anything like that. Yeah. But at least there we were like, look, do not lose this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
it made
this.
it to the person. Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah. I'm usually, I'm like, if I get something for free from someone, I just, like Rusty gave me this one. I'm just like, I wear it. Like, I have so many shirts like that from like bands that have played the Handlebar over the year. And it's just like, I have so many.
Cheap, though.
I am too. I have so many that I've bought, and I'm just like, no, I'm gonna rock this one. This is like this is one that someone gave me out of kindness.
It's special,
dude.
It's special. It is.
So
We'll go with that. We'll go with sentimental, not.
It is.
Yeah.
I have plenty of clothes. I tend to gravitate to the ones that were given like that, and I have a couple other friends that are that way too.
Yeah.
I don't think like I don't get starstruck or like want to see celebrities. That was just like a one-off thing where they're not even celebrities. Not really. Like, no, they don't know them.
I mean, they're known.
I've heard of that too.
I've heard the name.
Bustin' with the Boys?
Yeah, I've never like watched it or.
That's probably from us.
Yeah.
Putting them on.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
for Bustin' with the Boys.
This is like a small story, but I used to work at the airport, and sometimes when there's like a celebrity, they have to be chaperoned or whatever because they don't want to be dealing with people. And do you know who Morgan Spurlock is?
I do not know.
Name sounds familiar.
He did Super Size Me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was there with his kid, and they didn't have, and I don't know how I ended up being it because I was a bag boy. Like, I'm in the plane stacking your bags. So how I was the dude that watched them, I don't fucking know. But like, they're like, yo, we have somebody that needs to be watching. I was like, sick. The closest I had ever done to anything like that was like, we had packed the Roots luggage. And I only know that because all their shit said the Roots all over fucking the drum kit and everything. And I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Westlove's drum set.
Yeah, exactly. It was like Black Thought and all their shit was like there. And I'm like, wow, this is insane. And like, they were like, they didn't tell me who it was. And then like around the corner and I see his face and I was like, why is his face familiar? I was like, why the fuck? I get closer and there's like handlebar mustache. And I was like, oh. I was like, that's cool. I'm going to play it cool. But, like,
I'm gonna play it cool.
I don't really want to meet people like that because, don't meet your, like, idols. That, like, let you down. Mm-hmm. But he was cool as fuck. He's, like, hanging out with his kid and, like, great dad, like, vibes.
Yeah.
And he wasn't, like, trying to turn anybody away. Not that anybody was, like, crowding him, but,
I was on a plane pretty recently, and I just like turned around and I saw this guy behind me. He was like dressed really nice and was very tall and like muscular. And I'm like, I know this motherfucker. I was like, maybe not though. I was like, maybe just have no idea. And then I like
He was coming here, or you were going somewhere?
I think we both were on a connecting to Dallas or something like that. I can't remember where it was. And I like, again, I kind of turned around and kept looking at him, and then the guy behind him was just like nodding. They're like, he's like, it's him, it's him. And I'm like,
he just holds up his phone with the name of the person. He's like,
so because he was separated between us, like I'm going through, and then the celebrity goes and sits in first class, obviously, and then the guy catches up to me, and I'm like, and he's like, Tony Gonzalez. I'm like, oh, okay,
sick.
yeah. So he's just like right behind me on the plane, and I was just like, man, I could have. He was right next to me. Like I could have just been like selfie like with him, but I didn't. I just couldn't really. He was wearing sunglasses and what have you. Just kind of looked like a. I was like, he looks like he would be a celebrity. I just don't really remember.
Isn't that funny how you look at somebody and you're like, they
feel like
famous
they're
in a
just
way.
look at first class anytime you're on a plane. You're just like, someone in here is probably.
Yeah.
Or usually just an older white guy.
Yeah.
Just,
yeah.
Maybe a celebrity.
Yeah, there could be a celebrity.
Or you see somebody and you're
Some
like,
spoiled
they
ass
don't
rich
quite
kid.
look as advertised.
Yeah,
Like I've seen a celebrity in real life and I'm like, they look a little
more makeup.
different than
Usually more makeup on TV.
or way
so,
shorter or not as
shorter.
Dude, there's been people
crazy.
shorter is crazy. Imagine how
finding out the
micro,
heights of some famous actors and stuff like that.
like how micro mini Tom Cruise is in person is he's probably this tall.
How tall is he?
He's like 4 foot, right?
He's like the size of a Dorito bag. He's barely making it in the room. If there's a cat door, he doesn't even have to open the door.
I didn't know that. They film him not that way.
It's the angle. The camera's
5'4".
real low.
Yeah, and they always do him from the side too.
Okay.
He's not even on the top of buildings.
weird-
He's on the ground running. The angle, the camera.
They're in a basement when they're filming.
They're like, we're gonna have to dig a hole for the whole camera crew.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's a small guy. And the plane,
Little guy.
that was a little RC plane. For both of those plane movies.
The plane movies.
Yeah, the fucking Planes by Pixar or whatever he was in.
The plane ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves this guy.
You do?
Not
Big
Tom
Tom
Cruise.
Cruise
I'm a Top Gun fan.
Oh,
I'm a Top Gun
right.
fan. But like
I saw
He's a good
Tom
actor.
I saw the
Cruise-
sequel before I saw the original.
Oh, that's
I bet that
fucked,
pisses
brother.
you off.
That's
But I did see the
Dude,
sequel before the original.
I didn't see any of them at all,
Okay.
right? And then
No, you. Oh yeah.
and then we're like, we're gonna go to the movies to see the second one.
Yeah.
So
I'm
he shows
like-
me the first one, and I was like, all right, I'll watch it. We do like a movie night in here, and we watch it on this TV. We go to the theaters to see the second one. It starts. I'm like, we're 15 minutes into the film. I'm like, bro, it's the same movie. It's the same, literally shot for shot for the first
was the
20 minutes. I'm
because
like,
they do the same. Fighter pilots go to this school, and the pilots.
and then he's riding on the
Gun.
fucking jet ski or whatever
And it does
on the
that.
concrete.
Yeah, and then it's him on the motorcycle. And he goes, "It's the same movie," and I was like, "Shut up!" Dude.
I thought he accidentally took me to
see
a Top Gun
yeah.
rerun or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, brother, you shot yourself in the foot for this.
Yeah.
That's
Top
funny.
Gun was a big part of my childhood. So
Yeah.
I was a
I honestly, like, when I saw the the new one, because that was the first one I saw, I was like, this movie's pretty badass. Like, I was like, I don't know why I had never seen it before.
Yeah.
And then I saw the original, but I didn't see it like in an IMAX setting, so I was just like, it wasn't as like exciting.
Oh
right,
yeah.
you
Also
know?
I watched it on
the
a
video being
plane,
older.
So I had like the little.
Oh.
Oh, that sucks. Wait, the new one or the old
The
one?
old one.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's
on a
tough.
plane.
Yeah.
It's like
Too
within the last
distracting.
year.
I guess
Yeah.
he's like doing it kind of in location.
I think
though.
it's.
Yeah.
No,
He's
I
like,
think
I'm in
that-
the air.
I think
He's
it kind
like,
of adds.
I feel you, Tom.
I think it kind of adds to the experience. You know what I mean?
I'm not driving this plane, but I get it.
Yeah.
The things drop down from the thing. He's
He
like,
holds
"Fuck
the
yeah,
sides
this
of the
is
chairs
this."
and he's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we could do this.
Yeah.
Turns the AC off.
Yeah.
I think I'm feeling some G's.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, movies are getting kind of ridiculous.
I don't even know like the last one I've seen in theaters, but probably Top Gun. Honestly, it's been so long since I've gone to one.
What is your vibe on movies? Like, what is your general?
Disney movies?
Dude,
respect
Pixar
it.
drops
Just
some
kidding.
fire.
He likes stupid horror movies.
I do like stupid.
So did you
horror
watch The
movies.
Dead Don't Die?
No, I should watch
Bro,
it. Right, it's a stupid one.
It's a stupid horror movie.
It's a
Bill
stupid
Murray
one.
and the dude that did Kylo Ren.
Uh-huh.
They're like the main people.
What is it called?
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver.
Yeah.
Adam Driver. The Dead Don't Die.
Dead Don't Die.
It's
sounds pretty good.
It's kind of like the comedy of like how dry The Office is, but they too are cops in a town that's like maybe 700
that's
people,
Jim Jarmusch or whatever.
I think, and like zombies show up. I only got 20 minutes into who I was watching it with, and
That
they
might
were like,
even be too highbrow for him, though.
Oh, you think so?
it might be.
Because it's not like
It's
actually
filmed
scary.
really well,
He likes shit
so it's
like,
not shitty where it's like,
He likes shit like Happy Death Day and stuff.
Final Destination.
yeah. Did you see Countdown?
Oh.
No.
That has Tommy Buns in it.
Oh.
It's called Countdown, and it's like an app you can get on your phone, and it tells you when you'll die.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
I want to
it's
see that
newer.
tonight.
It's like 2019, 2020 or something.
Okay.
And our favorite stand-up comic is like the cell phone guy in the movie, and they bring the phone. And she's like, "I can't get this thing to get off my phone," and he's like, "Have you tried not being a bitch?" Like, it's pretty funny. The plot of the movie is like, this is so different. It's interesting. Like, I
Yeah.
will watch it even though it's not great.
Yeah, that's what like Happy Death Day was in the same way. What was the other movie? With
That's the one where you keep waking up and
Yeah,
living it. Yeah, that was pretty good.
What was the one where Vince Vaughn was the killer?
Freaky.
Freaky. I really like
Bro.
that too.
That one was awesome.
Loved that.
That
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah.
So anything like there's something on Amazon right now called Totally Killer that I really
Oh,
want to
I
watch.
want to see that too.
I'm just like, this seems like it's the exact kind of movie
Yeah.
I want to watch. Like Scream is one of the ones where it like just gets into that. I'm like, yes, this is like right in there, but then like I kind of want it to be a little funnier.
You just want it to be
Yeah.
a scary movie instead of scary.
Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah,
Then I
yeah.
see, then I'm just like, why is this not like? Why don't I have like all the Wayans brother bits in here?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Wayans Brothers.
So is like Shaun of the Dead like too funny? Because it's trying to be
maybe,
funny?
Too British.
yeah.
Nick
Damn.
Frost is fucking.
I mean,
Perfect.
Those two
all
together.
those movies.
Yeah.
guys
Those two
did are
together
good.
are fucking
Yeah.
hilarious, dude. What was the other one they did? They did Shaun of the Dead and
Hot
Hot Fuzz.
and
Hot Fuzz was
The
At
great.
World's End.
The World's End.
Yeah.
Also, Simon Pegg did this movie where like he runs marathons, but like in the current shape he's in, like he's not like built for it.
Yeah.
But I think it's something to do with trying to win the love back of somebody. But it's like kind of funny because
It's him.
I don't think he's trying to be funny in the movie at all. I didn't do well at selling that movie, but it's a good movie. I
Yeah.
liked it.
Probably won't watch
Did
it.
I mean, you didn't say a name, so we don't even know. What to
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. It's just Simon Pegg runs a marathon.
Simon Pegg
Just
runs-
That might be. I think it's called like somebody runs a
Something really
marathon.
simple like that.
Yeah.
You're like you're not giving us any information.
Simon Pegg runs a marathon.
It says Simon Pegg running movie is called Run Fat Boy Run.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. It has other people nobody knows. Like, how do you even say that name? Thandie. Thandy?
Do you know who that is?
Fandy?
Thandie Newton and Hank Azaria?
That's one of the Simpsons guy.
Oh, word. So he shows his face on here. All right.
Yeah, I need to be more. I'm not much of a.
Different tagline next time.
I'm more of like a comfort movie guy. Like I have it on like as like background and just kind of like I don't know, wind down stuff. So like usually like if I'm watching something and having to pay attention to it, like that's more of like something that I don't typically do. Like
You need a story to be good enough that you can just tune
that
in
I'm like
when you
I need
want
to
and
like
be
yeah.
"Oh, I
It's
get
like
it."
well can I tune out and pay attention to this for an hour and a half? And sometimes I can get like 10 minutes in. I'm like I should watch this, but I'll watch this later. Like I don't really
Yeah.
So
I do
you-
that shit too, and then I try to go watch it again and actually watch it,
Yeah.
and then I'm like,
Yeah, it's just like it's not if it didn't catch me in 10 minutes, like
Yeah.
you know.
Also,
I mean,
if you didn't do it the first time,
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
tough.
that's where I'm saying is like I tune out the first time I watch it, and then I try to watch it the second time, but actually watch it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, I already saw this.
yeah,
You got to.
that's why I think going in a movie theater is probably the right. Like,
Yeah.
it's like
It makes
distractions
it so
are
much better.
gone,
yeah,
and you're feeling the movie,
yeah.
like in the right,
it's like, studying in a library or
or
whatever,
listening to
you know?
music with like a perfect sound
Yeah.
system. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm hearing things you don't normally hear.
Yeah, agreed.
Since you've like kind of have this thing for horror. Is there anything you recommend? Like maybe you've seen lately that you're like, yo, this shit is crazy. I have one, Barbarian.
Oh, I saw that.
we watched
We watched that
Whoa,
together.
That's
yeah.
crazy, isn't it? It's like 2 different movies.
I
and
know,
then at the
it
very
was-
last thing, you're like almost another little mini.
I was a little upset by it because I think, not to spoil like crazy here, but
Bro, nobody's gonna watch
okay,
it.
all right, okay, just making
And
sure.
he's not gonna watch it because look.
Okay. Well, I felt like they could have drawn out like the suspense of it way more because I mean, honestly, like the first like 15 minutes of it, I was like, this is gonna be the scariest fucking movie I've ever
And
seen.
everybody knows.
And then eventually you see what it is immediately, and you're like, oh, I'm not scared anymore.
That always sucks when they like do that too early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you could have made this the scariest thing ever if you had waited until like
Just-
the last minute to show this.
Yeah.
Also, before watching the trailer, I'm thinking, oh, we all know what this movie is about. And that's why I didn't watch it for so long. Because I watched like half of the trailer and I was like, clearly they cast, I can't remember his name, the guy from It.
Long.
Who?
Justin Long?
No, the dude that played It.
Oh, one of the Skarsgård
Yeah,
brothers.
I can't remember his first name.
Skarsgård?
Skarsgård. He said it right. What's up?
Nothing.
Okay.
Bill Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård. He played It, like Pennywise.
Yeah.
But I was like, clearly that was a perfect casting because you watch the trailer and you're like, you think you know what the story is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You think the guy's going to be fucking up the whole thing. And of course, with a face like that, you're like, I wouldn't go in that house. Especially if I'm a girl. And then you're also offering me the room. I get that you're giving me the lock. But then the door's open. If I'm the girl, I'm getting the fuck out of there. Also, why are you staying in an Airbnb in the middle of fucking Chicago? Or Detroit or wherever they
I know.
were.
It was Detroit. Yeah, it was.
They were literally, and then when the daylight's up and she sees the rest of the neighborhood, I'm like, I'm fucking
Yeah,
out of
no
here.
way.
I mean, that's what a lot of Airbnbs are. Though.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just like really nice gentrified houses and like shitty neighborhoods.
Yeah. And then when the guy's running down the street and he's like trying to get her, and we don't know that he's actually trying to save her at the
Yeah,
beginning.
that's right.
I'm like, get in the house, bitch.
Yeah.
You are going to die.
Yeah, this is.
And she's like slowly walking up and she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That's always my favorite thing in the scary movies. They're just doing like the most like no one would ever do this in real life, and it's just like like you see someone dying out in the middle of the road and in the pouring down rain, you're like, let me go check on them. It's like no, call the cops, man.
Surely
Like,
nothing's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't seem weird at all.
What we end up usually doing is like we'll like hang out on the weekend, like and like have a group of friends over, and we'll be like watching maybe a game or something on TV, and then we'll be like, all right, it's movie time, and then we like pull up HBO and we're like, what's the shittiest movie we could watch? And what was the last one? The
We watched
Ghost Ship. And
Dude, that is
I wouldn't
not
say
a
it's
shitty
shitty.
movie.
I wouldn't say it's shitty, but like
I remember watching that when it came out.
in terms of
It was
like
probably good then.
It was.
in terms of like
Especially
just
the
like
cover of the thing.
goofy, like
pretty hard cover. Yeah.
Pretty hard. Yeah, dude. Did you guys ever come across, since you guys like shit like that, Rubber?
I've never seen that, but I know what it is.
I've heard really good things. Like we had somebody on the podcast that was like, you should watch Rubber.
That's the tire one, yeah?
Yeah, the tire just is rolling and kills people. Like,
Yeah.
what?
that sounds cool.
Yeah, it sounds crazy.
wild.
Like, how could you make a whole movie of that? It kind of reminds me of Stephen King's Overdrive or Maximum Overdrive, where all the vehicles are alive, killing people.
Yeah.
Disney's Cars.
Cars
That is
also.
the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, planes, cars, like fucking.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah, that's a good movie
That was
too.
also a banger.
So, here's a good question: do you have like a favorite horror person? Like, I assume you like Halloween because you like to be able to tune out and then just check in every once in a while. And
Like you're talking about
Halloween
like
stories pretty much.
I feel like that's too serious.
Yeah, it's a little too serious.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I'm not. I mean, I like it a decent.
I love
amount.
Halloween though.
What is your favorite Halloween one?
Like Halloween series.
Yes.
It's just Halloween 1.
Oh,
It's
really?
the first one. Yeah.
I kind of fell in love with 4 and 5.
Okay.
Like, I like the little dot or the what is her name? But I like how she's like kind of reimagining Michael as a child because she's dressed up like how he was in the first one when he killed his Judith. Like the first one is, of course, hands down
It's a
the best.
masterpiece.
But like how it transitions and like how the second one is actually just the next day or like a few hours later, it's crazy. People will look at it and be like, "Yeah, but it's stupid simple." Yeah, but it's also not. I love it.
Yeah.
But what was yours? Sorry.
No, I'm trying. I honestly don't. Actually, don't know if I know the answer to that one. I think just.
Probably Final Destination, doesn't it?
But is there a person in that?
No,
Like,
but
Fate.
Like, but that's but I mean,
Fate
like,
is getting your ass.
That's
Yeah.
your that's
Destination.
Your,
that's
Nation.
definitely like my favorite series of stuff. Like, it's not necessarily horror, I guess, but I guess it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How many of theirs? What is there, like 7?
5, I think. I haven't seen a
really?
6, so I mean, if there's a 6th, I'm gonna watch it when we leave.
I thought that was kind of like once they get out of the 4th one, it just is kind of like the movie Wrong Turn.
No, that's right.
They just make like 1,000.
There is a
of
4th
them.
one,
Yeah.
and then it's called The Final Destination. The 5th one is. Yeah.
I hate when they redo a title without just saying it's the number.
Yeah.
When you've been doing the number for.
Yeah.
It's
Like
like
Fast and Furious.
the Fast
The Fast,
or
the
Fast
Furious.
and
Now
Furious.
it's Fast 10.
Yeah.
It's like,
Fast 10. Yeah.
Just fucking
Yeah.
make
Yeah,
it
just
1,
Fast and
2.
Furious.
They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, they're allowed to.
And they're gonna make all the money doing it too.
They
It's
make
like-
money
I'm
and they
so-
make ridiculous movies that are awesome.
Dude, I'm surprised they haven't put an
fucking
engine
crazy.
in Earth and tried to race another planet.
They will be soon.
Like, bro, Mars is outrunning us by like.
we gotta beat the moon in a quarter mile. In
How is
Fast 11.
Elon not like a villain in that movie? He makes the best.
That would
parts.
actually be a really crazy twist.
Could.
Yeah.
Could work.
Like he secretly
Really
is
could work.
Vin's dad. Do we know who the dad is yet? I had stopped watching at 3 when they were in China.
Vin's dad.
You haven't watched like 4 through.
I have not.
Okay,
4 through 10.
So I had seen the first one and the second one when I was younger,
Yeah.
and then I watched 9 just with some friends. So I
That's
hadn't seen.
fucked.
I hadn't seen Tokyo Drift through
9.
8, and I was like, this movie is so fucking stupid and awesome. It's like they basically just at some point turned into like
Superheroes. Yeah.
But like
Really?
I went back and watched it, and there's some really good shit like where they embrace the ridiculous, and it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
this
There's a
is
They
switch
know it.
that
He
flips.
showed me-
There's a
so like
switch.
so like 5 or 6 through 9 are great.
Yeah.
He
5 is
showed
when
me-
it kind of like switches when you're like,
Yeah.
okay, they understand what
Yeah,
they're doing.
they get what
now.
they're doing now.
Yeah.
I don't know what the scene was like from, but he showed me one where dude like stomps and the whole building falls in half.
Yeah, Vin Diesel is
Like, what
Vin
the
Diesel
fuck?
and I think it's The Rock maybe, or maybe it's Jason Statham. Can't remember who
Yes,
it is.
Jason Statham,
But
because he's
they're
definitely
like
in it.
they're on a parking garage
And they're fist fighting.
and
or
he's
something.
like they're like Vin's like think about a street fight is the street always wins, and then he like fucking stomps on
The
the
whole
ground
building
and the
falls
building
down.
falls apart.
That's
Like
incredible.
yeah, it's like all right, dude.
It's worth watching.
I'm thinking,
Yeah.
even if that movie is that ridiculous, if I'm technically in the movie and I'm a character and I see him stomp a building in half,
yeah,
we don't talk to him
Right.
no more.
I don't
Like, we
know.
do not fuck with him.
Yeah.
What he says goes.
yeah,
You know, it's got to be a superhero thing. He is the Hulk.
yeah. They keep putting them out too. That
Is
10
there-
was the last one, wasn't it?
Is that the final?
No, there's
They're
no
not
way.
talking about finals?
The final, or the Fast and Furious. That's how they do it.
I mean, I doubt those.
I don't think
they're
it's-
still making money. That's not
Yeah.
how they make movies.
How do you even come up
they-
with that many titles?
Well, now they're just going back to
They're doing
The
to
numbers.
Numbers?
Roman
Okay.
numerals.
They're like,
yeah.
we'll
Fast
come up
11?
with some stuff, and then, but now it's just
What if they did Fast and Furious 9/11?
That's not. We don't need to do that.
That's the next 11. What is another 11?
Just 11.
Ocean's 11.
Hmm.
They rob a casino with cars.
They take the whole casino.
They steal the entire casino.
they
They just
put
drive
chains
away
on
with
it.
the win. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
The pyramid?
They go
Yeah.
back. They go back in time to when there was the casinos out in the water and like Biloxi.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And
They-
they use
just
submarines.
tow-
Yeah, they float
drive
over
Their
it.
cars are
They
now
drive that shit
submarines.
off.
That sounds awesome.
You did that like it was a ridiculous. You're like, they're all of a sudden submarines? Yeah, that's how it is.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Like the car,
They
like
The
drove
cars
a
are
car to
submarines.
space.
it's like,
Yeah.
I keep hearing that.
So
Yeah.
We have got to do a movie marathon thing where
Wasn't
we watch.
there already a submarine? There's already
there
been.
has been submarine shit in there.
oh, and already?
Fast and Furious.
Great. Well, then they know how to do it.
Yeah.
They know exactly how to
So crazy,
break in
dude.
underneath the water.
Insane.
I wonder if they're just using this, like, are car companies, because I don't watch it anymore, so I don't know, like, what the cars look like. Are car companies, like, debuting cars on this? Or is it all still older cars?
I mean, like, he's still got, like, the one main car
Oh,
that he
word.
uses. The Lincoln,
Challenger?
I don't think it's a Challenger. I think it's a Lincoln...
Oh, it's not the car from
The
one?
Charger?
Yeah.
I think he's. I mean, I
The
don't know.
Plymouth Charger?
Dodge.
He's
Charger.
got
Or
some,
Dodge Charger?
He's got some Lincoln...
Plymouth and Dodge, bro.
Oh.
They're the same.
There was a super luxury hypercar brand that like released a car in, I think it was Fast 5 when they were in Abu Dhabi.
Oh. Yeah, I can see
But,
that.
like,
That's a location
It was like a
based.
one of three car that they had in the movie. But other than that, I don't think there's many.
Oh, you're right. It is
like-
a Dodge Charger.
Yeah, I don't think they're
I wonder-
unleashing like Chevy Sparks or anything.
I wonder,
Sounds
like,
right.
you know how, like, Taylor Swift has literally shifted the economy of the world
Yeah.
or
No,
U.S.
I
or whatever?
hadn't heard.
Oh, dude. Well,
You haven't been on the internet.
yeah, dude. She's doing big shit.
Yeah.
She's also taking over the NFL. I don't know
Yeah,
if you know about
pretty
it.
much
Has she been
everything.
at the Chiefs games?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear to God, I literally went into Dick's last night, like, just walking through.
Oh, no.
They're selling...
T Swift playing?
No, but
Oh.
T Swift was playing somewhere in the mall because I heard it.
That sounds right.
But they're selling. She has a song called Karma, and I know this because I was hearing it so much on the radio. I was like, "That's why I'm not on the radio anymore."
Mm-hmm.
But it said, "Karma is my tight end,"
Oh, no.
Oh no.
and on the back
It's
it's
the Kelsey jersey.
yeah,
or
it's his
something?
number and his name, and I'm like. Dick's is literally
Yeah.
jumping on. That's how
Who
crazy
from Dick's
this
is like you know,
Yeah, somebody corporate had to make this
someone
decision.
in the like
had to do
shopping
it
for
quick.
jerseys is like, yeah, let me buy this Taylor Swift.
I
like,
mean-
thing. Maybe, I don't know.
And they had to do it so fast because you're like, who knows by the time we get this in stores, are they still going to be together? And then if
Yeah.
if they're not, we're sitting on all this product. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at the shirts, they are
Calculated
pretty
risk.
cheap.
Yeah.
They're not like the highest quality shirts.
Yeah.
Because they don't know, you know?
quick, yeah.
Oh, Longback
turnover.
might decide she's moving on.
Yeah.
Um,
She's in it, seems. She's all with the mom-in-law or Travis Kelsey's mom.
yeah, and then
talking to
her mom is
constantly.
not even sold on her.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
his
yeah?
mom is not even sold on her. She's like,
It's crazy.
I guess.
I feel like it was like, I mean, I know that Swift was like, has been big, but right, I think like in the last year, I'm like, this is like what Madonna was
Yeah.
like now. Like,
Well, it's also like K-pop level.
That's
right,
what I'm
that's
saying.
another one.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's like the Beatles.
fandom
Yeah.
sort of shit.
Yeah, that's what it
I
feels
mean,
like.
They did like the documentary of her tour
That-
or whatever. That shit's gonna beat a Martin Scorsese movie, and it came out like last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like this.
Oh, it
week,
just dropped?
last
It's in
week.
movie
I
theaters?
thought she dropped a documentary like 2 years ago on Netflix.
This is just of her most recent tour.
The Eras
So
tour.
it's like I think it's literally just
Wow.
like they filmed a show and cut it together, and
It's like her behind scene and
like
Yeah.
other studios just moved their releases so that nothing competed against that.
That's
'Cause they were
wild.
just like nobody's gonna nobody's gonna go to other shit. They're gonna go to this thing.
wow.
It's crazy. And what's wild is
Hey,
every
Taylor
single
Swift
person that
documentary.
went to any of those shows that paid $400 for a ticket is gonna pay to watch that thing. You know, the day
Again,
it released.
yeah.
Or whatever.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
it's like a Barbie release. They're probably dressed up like
Yeah.
Taylor
Yeah.
Swift. Like
People were like standing up and singing in the theaters and stuff. I saw videos of that.
wow.
that's
Well,
wild.
so what we're saying is Taylor Swift Night Moves 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Time to lock it
make
in.
a move. But I
you
was
imagine
saying,
what
like,
it
you know
costs?
how Taylor Swift has made such an impact. I wonder what the impact of damage that the Fast and the Furious franchise has done to vehicles.
Oh, you mean like how much money they spend on a movie?
Like how
on-
many cars? Like it's got to be a small percentage of the entire history of cars. They've probably destroyed 0.5% of cars.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a lot of cars.
because they go through like 100 and something cars a hour or
Yeah.
whatever.
Like are they? Like what is the the net damage in money?
I'd love to know that.
It's got to be in the millions.
I bet you can Google it.
How? Yeah,
They're
Google.
probably digitally destroying a bunch of cars now, though.
I see
they
what you're
still use
saying.
a
now.
lot. I think they still use a lot of them.
There's something about that like old
That's
like I
gotta be
love
it.
the old bad movies where it's like they didn't do anything. Like in the Terminator 1, when he's taking his eye out, it's not CGI.
Yeah.
They made a fake
Just make
head.
fake head, right? Yeah.
And they're like, and it's all like wax or whatever in his like eye, and he's like,
And it says like zoomed in, just like at the they cut it perfectly so that it's
like
looks like he's pulling. Right.
there's something so beautiful about them attempting it, and then they're like, yeah, we're gonna go with that.
Yeah.
Like
But now
versus
it's all-
like just
yeah.
blowing things up CGI. It's like, ow, that kind of hurts. Unless the CGI is so bad, then it's
Then it's
also
cool.
good. Yeah,
Then it's awesome.
It's like there's a mix of like
there's an art to it.
you can't try to be too good. What is it?
I'm just looking up the total damages of costs from the Fast and Furious 7 movie if it was in real life.
Oh, just one movie.
Oh, if
Just one movie. Regular cars damaged 169. Regular cars destroyed 142. Special vehicles 37. Buildings damaged 53. The total amount the total amount of damage it would cost to make
Money?
$514 million
Wow.
if it was in like a real
like
Now-
a setting.
and the thing is, the heroes destroyed 320 million. The villains destroyed 194 million. Breakdown.
Putting breakdowns and
Yeah,
stats.
that's cool.
They
That
have
is
each
more-
person too. How much they destroyed.
That is more than probably some countries have
yeah.
in money.
But
Oh, yeah.
but the movies,
Worth
the,
it.
the
Worth it.
documentaries
You're
they're
saying?
making
They
about
are
Oh.
documentaries.
make more than
Very
that,
true,
so
very
Yeah.
it's still a net profit.
So do you think people are
That's
donating these cars just to have
insane.
their names attached to the movies at that point?
They gotta have some kind of deal
Yeah.
with
That's crazy. All right, so if we're stuck in this fucking house, all the doors are locked, you can't get out the windows, nothing, and you have to defend yourself against whatever.
Uh-huh.
Who is your like villain of choice that's gonna fight with you?
Ooh. Let's see.
Like I bring this up around Spooktober because it's like typically you're gonna pick somebody
Are we
that's
doing it from horror movies.
yeah I would I would
That
I wouldn't pick like Wreck-It Ralph and be like
horror
let's
movie
run
that
with
would
him.
protect me.
You seen him though?
He's fucked,
Fucking.
but he's soft.
To
He
protect
like
me immediately. Let's think about that, because some of them, like the Ring Girl, she could protect me, but it would be like.
but
a
what if
week
all
later.
the TVs are like broken?
Oh, there's no TVs that she can come through. Okay.
Yeah, you got to think like what? Yeah, I don't know. Like you, Freddy probably not because whoever's coming after you has to fall
They'd have
asleep.
yeah.
Yeah, so think about people that have less weaknesses. Jason's weakness is water. Stay in the shower. He's fucked. You see what I'm saying?
Maybe Saw. I guess Saw's like a couple people though.
Yeah, but you're already fucked if
You're
Saul's
already-
inside. Because you're in a
Oh, it's
trap
wait,
already.
hold on.
Wait, is he helping you?
Yeah, that's
Or
what
are
I
you
was
trying
wondering.
to
Oh,
protect
yeah,
him?
my bad.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Oh,
how-
so
I was
you're
about to
saying
say.
he's probably fucked everyone else up already.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
if
but-
he's on my side, we're
You're
good.
good.
He's
Not
thought
a
about.
good person to fight with you.
He's
though.
been on.
Yeah.
He's like a.
I think you
planned
just
attack.
sit there.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. If he's on my side, he's already known that you guys are coming after me.
Okay, how about this?
True.
There's no
way to
pre-planning.
look
You're
at it.
dropped in a house. You and the little fucking
Me and
tricycler.
little Saw guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna choose Godzilla.
Godzilla doesn't fit in the house.
He stands behind the
He's
house.
in the house.
Though.
He's like
I'm cool with whatever.
yeah.
Godzilla. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Who you got? Nicolas
good
Cage.
Dude, I think he could do a lot.
Yeah, he could.
do a lot.
He's got a lot of roles.
He's scary.
Yeah. he
Scary
just
motherfucker.
he just is like, and then he's another.
Yeah.
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 Just puts on a leather jacket, becomes a whole new person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
It's hard to go against Michael, because Michael literally is the absence of everything. He cannot be killed. He's pure evil. You can shoot him in the face. You can throw him off a building. You can burn him alive or dead, whatever the
he's
fuck.
there.
Yeah, he
You know,
is just
he's-
he just never stops coming back. So
like, I'm here.
I'm thinking if you hurt my boy,
Yeah,
give him a few seconds. So I just got to run around the room
he's
and
got
make
to
sure
run
you
for a
don't
little
get
bit.
me.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he's
Yeah, I'm like,
then
hold on.
then you hide in a room, and then the next thing someone knows, the second they turn around, he's there,
Yeah.
and then it's over.
He has no weakness.
Yeah.
There's no like you can't say something to him and he's gonna be like,
That's
What?
fucked up.
you know. But like Jason, you can act like his mom or like be in water. You know, Freddy just stay awake longer.
yeah.
Also, you got to be worried about Freddy. Like, if you fall asleep, is he gonna start fucking with you? Like, brother, remember what side we're on.
Yeah, but
I think he just craves to fuck with people. So I think he's gonna forget.
I think all of them.
Yeah, but I'm like, if I'm like, fair, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's
there
fair.
you go.
I was trying to get out of it, and I was like, because Loomis is after Michael the whole time. He's like, we gotta fuck this dude up. Michael never really had an attachment, and he also killed the people he loves. So maybe not Michael, because once he kills everyone else, then he's gonna be like,
Yep. Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, hey brother, what's up?
That's
We just went
crazy.
through some shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ain't got a guy?
I was on the Saw guy,
Saw.
but yeah.
Yeah, that's...
That was a bad answer, though.
I know, yeah. After that, I don't know what else. That's how
Saw
I
and
feel. I feel the
Godzilla.
most. I feel the most protected knowing I have Saw on my side.
Okay, what if all four of us are in the house and we get to pick one person and all of us have to fight each other?
Fight?
Yeah. My guy is fucking yours up. You're killing everyone, literally including yourself, because he's gonna blow fire. We're all dead.
Yeah.
I think that's
So I guess you want it.
Yeah, I think that's a
in
dub.
theory.
Maybe
If he's riding on top of Godzilla,
yeah, maybe he lets me.
he's
yeah,
safe.
just like,
He's
And then
a
we're-
chain.
chill
You're
on
like,
his neck. Yeah.
you're like the fucking person from Heavy Metal on top of the bird thing. You remember the? Did you ever see Heavy Metal?
No.
Bro, it's a crazy bad movie.
Okay.
Like from I think late 80s. It's like part animation, part real.
Okay.
It's kind of like Cruel World. Did you see that?
No.
Bro.
Sorry.
Invite us to a movie night. We'll
yeah,
put
we
on
might have
some-
to do a movie night. Yeah. Then we
he
can.
loves Nicolas Cage, so
I like
nothing
Nick
but
Cage
shitty
too.
movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's been in some. He's been in some great.
He's
Okay,
been some
the
bangers,
greatest
bro.
Nicolas Cage movie is Raising Arizona.
I actually think it's Pig, a movie that came out.
It's a banger
few years
too.
ago.
I think Mandy's better than Pig.
So
though.
fucking good. I haven't seen Mandy.
Oh, dude.
So I saw
Game
that
changer.
that guy's first movie. It's like something Black Rainbow or
Oh, yeah.
whatever. I fucking hated that shit
Is it-
so much. It was just so boring.
It was
to me.
Panos Cosmatos, is that who did it? Okay.
It was
yeah.
his first thing. It was like it visually was so cool, but it was just so.
Yeah.
It was like the plot could have been done in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I was like, So when Mandy came out, I was like, I don't know that I want to watch this.
That Mandy's a banger.
I have
dude.
heard
The
it is a
trailer for
really
Mandy
good
looks
movie.
amazing. I will give you that.
It's
it looks
really
very
good.
interesting.
What's your favorite Nick Cage?
Mine.
Willy's Wonderland.
National Treasure.
I thought he wasn't Da Vinci Code. I can't
That's Tom
remember.
Hanks, isn't it?
That's Tom Hanks.
Okay,
He
there was
wasn't Da Vinci
Those do
Code.
feel like
National
the same
Treasure.
movies.
Okay, National
does,
Treasure
yeah.
was pretty fire.
It is so-
I haven't
it
seen
is
that in a
good-
long
yeah,
time.
It's a good movie.
I haven't seen that in a long. That's like in my head. That's like
Face
a
Off?
movie like that.
Have you seen Willy's Wonderland?
No,
Have you seen Face Off?
no, I'm not like I like Nick Cage as a but I haven't like gone in depth on.
Or
his
what was
stuff.
that? Con Air?
I've seen that.
Con Air is a
Yeah.
freaking banger.
There's a.
He's just
Willy's
he's one of those
Wonderland is,
people. He's like Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson has like the most money ever made from movies ever.
yeah.
He's just like
He's like the number one because he's been in like
Just in
crazy
so
amount
many
of movies.
different
And
ones.
he's
Yeah.
been in so many Marvel movies.
Yeah. There actually has been people that are in like I think like 1,000 movies or something, but they're like westerns. So it's like back in the day, you'd film like so many fucking
Yeah, and they were 15
But-
minutes long or whatever.
yeah. It's like there's so many Nicolas Cage movies. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe there's only a very small amount of people that have seen every single one. Because how do you see them?
I haven't seen all of them.
Oh.
no,
Yeah.
I haven't seen everyone. Because
He hasn't even seen Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
like the
I wonder
I
how
like the
many he's done,
mundane,
though.
like the poor, like I was poor, am still, you know, like
Yeah.
that feel of like it kind of has that like dry comedy a little bit because of the storyline.
Ghost Rider. I forgot.
Yeah,
he was
Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah, that's true.
One year for you know the game Dirty Santa or the Secret Santa or whatever.
Yeah.
Someone got one of my friend groups a autographed portrait of Nick Cage as like that was like the present. I was like, this is the best one
Yeah,
that
dude,
anyone
how
has
do you
ever
register?
gotten.
You gotta hope you're going last.
Yeah, basically, yeah. By that point, it's like if you, I can't remember who ended up getting it, but it was
That's
such a cool like thought to do. It's like,
Yeah,
it's like,
that's cool. Oh, Nick Cage, man.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
I have some questions since. How old are we?
33.
Okay, so y'all are all adults. He's younger than me, but mentally we're in the same spot. These are just questions I want to ask adults. Okay? How do you tell the price of a cent? Like when people are making cents.
Cents? Like a penny?
CENTS?
Oh, a cent.
Like you're making cologne or
sure.
a fragrance. I should have said fragrance.
How do you guess what it is?
Like how when you're making it and it's done and you're like, that's it. Are you like that's $10 a bottle or $500 a bottle?
See, I don't even know. I've never seen one.
How do you put a price on a smell?
I think they're usually like, I've seen them like at like Dillard's or whatever, and I'm like, I don't know what the price of it. They don't put the price on any of them, and you
Dude,
just
go
have
into
to,
the back of.
You just have to like it, and then you like it, and then they give it to you, and you're like, it's what? You're like,
$247.
I was in the back of Sephora last night, and I was like, what is your most expensive guy fragrance? And it's like $300 for a bottle of Tom Ford. I smelled it, and I was like, that smells like a smell I've smelled at Walmart before.
yeah.
Which is like bought.
Yeah, I mean, you're just buying the name.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is, if you're Tommy Ford or whoever he is,
Thomas
Tommy
Ford
Ford.
the third.
Thomas.
if you're Thomas Ford the third, and you're smelling the products because they're their final drafts, they're bringing to you like, yo, mine is gonna make it, yours sucks. When he's picking how does he know that one is $2 versus like this one? I'm gonna put that on my $400 tab.
Yeah.
How does he know? Like, how do you pick?
Probably pretty arbitrary.
Yeah.
Probably just like, I like this one better.
Yeah.
And then the
They
money people at the company are like, okay, I think we can get away with charging $500.
Yeah,
for
we're gonna
this.
put our name on it. Yeah,
I think it's probably designed to the bottle then. Like the name, the ad for it, and maybe the way the bottle looks.
The way the bottle.
Now,
and-
you want to talk about some wild shit is cologne commercials.
Oh, dude, they got like Austin Butler, they got Johnny Depp.
Yeah, but
The
they're
Johnny
like,
Depp one is really
Yeah, how do you
funny.
smell a commercial?
Savage.
yeah, but
It's so stupid.
but they're like
That is wild,
crashing
yeah.
on the moon, and then there's a sailboat involved, and you're like, where the fuck? And then it's like Gucci guilty, and you're like,
Yeah,
excuse me.
and the tagline is like, be yourself.
Yeah.
yeah,
Where?
yeah.
Where are you?
Eau de parfum. Excuse me. Fuck you.
Dude. That
Yeah,
shit
it's-
is wild.
Yeah, it's like a celebrity like doing something stupid
Yeah.
and people fucking on a beach.
yeah, yeah.
So, fragrance commercials are just like fucking pill commercials. It's like, who is this for?
Yeah.
Because the people in the commercial are fucking killing it.
Yeah,
at
they
once.
are. That's
Yeah.
right.
They don't seem like they have a pill problem.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
That's
know?
true.
Well, they're killing it because they're taking the pills.
Yeah. Ozentics, man.
Yeah.
Ozempic, and it'll be like, might lose ears,
Yep.
possible eye blindness.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. If your
Opposed to
heart
what other
stops, seek medical attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
I
dude.
can't at that point.
Yeah.
It's too late.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Here's another good one. Sometimes, and maybe this is just me, but you know, you like scratch your eye or you rub it. Sometimes my eyelashes, it'll be cool to like just pull on them. I don't know. I'm trying to. All right.
He's working 5 minutes right now.
No,
He's working
no.
on his stand-up.
Where's the question here?
It's coming. Like sometimes I pull out my eyelashes because it feels like it's satisfying the itch, and I'll pull them out, or I'll just like do this, and it'll be like there'll be a loose one. Have you ever in your life seen a baby eyelash? I've never seen eyelashes grow back, but they're always there.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think
chew on that shit.
I don't think I've really looked for it.
I've never been. I mean, I've kissed girls. I've been pretty close to their faces. I've never looked in their eyes and saw baby eyelashes.
I like there's the start of I've kissed girls.
Yeah, like no, I have.
Believe me, I've
Yeah.
kissed girls.
That's a witness right there, brother. I was thinking about that the other day, like, cause I'll pull out enough
Do they
that
just
I've
go
thought.
away? I guess they don't. I guess
Yeah,
they
dude.
just grow back fast.
I think they grow back. They're just the little ones are stronger because they're littler.
What does the strength of them have to do with anything?
Because you won't pull them out. They're more connected.
I think you're arguing a different point.
So if you were to
I've
pull,
never seen them. I'm not worried about the strength.
I guess the only way to test it is
Yeah.
to pull all of them out and then see if they
Measure
grow
all
back.
of them. Measure all of them.
And
to
if
see
you-
which one's the
Eliminate
baby.
all variables. Take them all out.
If we're gonna do it, we're gonna be scientific about
Yeah.
it. Right?
Take 'em
You
all
catch me
out.
later and my eyes are bloody as fuck. Just like my eyelids are sewn shut. Oh shit, dude. Y'all don't have any
Never
weird
thought
like
about
things
that.
like that, like
Never
weird
even
questions
thought
that
about
you're like, I have never addressed this to somebody. Like, how come? And
If
I've
we
already
do, we
used
just
this
keep it
one.
to ourselves.
I've already used this one before, and I think it's been used plenty. But it's a good fucking point. Everybody, take a deep breath.
Oh God.
Did you smell anything?
I breathed through my nose, but no, I still didn't.
Right
Yeah.
now, put your finger in your nose
Oh God.
and pull it out, and then smell your finger. It stinks.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Because the mucus in your nose smells. But you're so used to smelling it through your nose, you don't actively pick up on it. Because it's just there. It's always there. You wake up, it's there.
Yeah.
You go to sleep, it's there. How wild is that?
I mean, it's like the boiling frogs thing. Like you slowly raise the
What?
temperature. The like if you do stuff in like a slow manner or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you don't notice the change.
Yeah.
Like you like. I think I don't know.
Like
if
they'll
it's like
survive?
No.
Oh.
No, they won't.
I'm thinking
But-
they're going to know they're dying.
But they
They're
won't
like, this
they
ain't
won't-
good, guys.
I don't know if this is more of just like maybe just like a saying or it's like an actual thing, but like it's just like if you raise it slowly enough, you just don't notice. Like the frogs don't notice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I guess you're being really nice to the frogs at that point. Because if you're killing them and they don't notice,
I mean, I think they will at some point.
I think they're going to be like, I don't think Fred's doing so good.
I don't think it's humane still.
Yeah. I don't think it's not a good way to do it. But
Like, what are y'all doing today at work?
Or boiling.
Bowling frogs
Bowling.
real slow, like.
just so they don't know, we're trying to be
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Good grief. Just some other things I wanted to say. Have you ever noticed that when you're wiping your nose, like this is not to piggyback on the last nose thing
Yeah.
that just happened to be.
This is like separate nose.
Yeah, separate nose
It's a
thing.
different nose thing.
That anytime you accidentally have to do something like it might look like you're picking your boogers, but you're not. You're like, there's always someone looking.
Yep.
What the fuck is that?
They know, dude.
You'd be driving, no one's around. You've checked. Nobody. And you're like, ow, what is that?
And there's a guy on a bike.
And
right
you're
next
like,
to you.
holy shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's in
You're
the
being
car
watched.
right next to me.
Yeah.
Watching it.
Or have you noticed when you're in a relationship and it's new, so this might be good for you. When you first start the relationship, you eat at whatever speed they eat. You have to.
Yeah.
You have
Feel
to.
bad for anybody who's dated you.
Yeah, because my wife has to. My in-laws always bring up how fast she eats because of how fast I eat. Because like we're basically, they use dinner as like social.
Yeah,
a
let's
lot,
check in on
you know, and so it's
Yeah.
like slow, and you're just like there, and just like, and
talking.
meanwhile we're like, and then we're like, all right, cool, that was good.
Yeah. And then you get up and leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But-
how fast does your new partner eat? Do you know? Have you paid attention to this?
Not
yet?
very fast.
You're gonna pay attention
She-
now.
Yeah, not very fast. But I think I kind of see it as a social thing
Okay.
also. So
Yeah.
like I feel like it, you know,
He's
nobody's
not-
done. And
He's
waiting
not
on the
really
other
good
person.
at that though. Like he eats because food is like he's a chef. Like he has an appreciation for food.
Oh, nice.
And he also doesn't
I
have
do
a
too.
food
I
problem.
just like to inhale it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I eat fast as fuck, but I notice like when you're in a relationship and it's newer, you don't. You're like, well, that's embarrassing that I do that.
Yeah, you have to. You have to
Yeah,
dial
but
it
you
back.
don't notice until you're like eating and you're like, man, I want another fucking bite.
Yeah, I'm ready to destroy this. What are you doing? You're taking too long to finish
Talking,
this.
you're
man.
like,
Dude, I'll embarrass myself a little bit. I noticed that I do weird stuff with food. Okay. One of the things I didn't notice, and like maybe it took him showing me, but when you eat popcorn and you pop the bag, there's a lot of stuff that gets left behind.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So what I used to do as a child, that's where this started, was I would pop a bag of popcorn and I would dump it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then immediately I would start ripping the bag up and licking the bag.
Licking the butter.
Yeah. Because I'm like, dude,
That's
the
not
best.
Crazy.
The best seasoning.
No, that's crazy.
A little crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a little.
What
crazy.
about chip
That's
bags?
crazy.
Like potato chips.
Oh, no.
Same thing.
No. What?
Do
That's
you do
unheard
that?
of.
There,
you
I
do
don't.
that?
I'm just saying, like,
He's
it's
like-
like,
he's
it's
like-
okay.
he's like-
Hey, goes. Let's see how cool
You know
everyone
how
is.
everybody licks the chip bag?
licks things.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't do that because I feel like maybe this is just my thing, but like the material of the bag, it's not gonna stick to that bag, so I'm just licking like,
Shiny.
yeah, it's just like exactly. I'm licking what probably isn't actually there.
Or is it just the shame of that you can see yourself doing that?
That
Oh,
might be
'cause
why
it's
they
a
put the
reflection.
shiny. That might be why
Yeah,
they
they're like,
do
hey,
it.
you can't do this.
Yeah.
I
don't
see
do
my
this.
inner child being like, yes, but I feel the older me being like, no,
Don't do it.
that is not
do
it. Yeah, I don't know. I do find myself like I'll be the type of guy that if it's something I'm eating, like it's just for me. I recently fallen in love with cottage cheese. I know that's weird, but cottage cheese and honey, you're welcome. Try that whenever you want.
No thanks.
I've
Okay.
tried it before, and I actually was like pretty surprised that I liked it. I
Yeah.
was like, it didn't seem like something I'd be into.
Yeah, I saw it mentioned. Somebody was saying like in a video I was watching was like, oh, it's like the You Are Garbage people. They do a podcast and they like have comedians on, but he was saying something like cottage cheese and pineapples, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then he's like, or you go the other way,
And then
cottage
you're
cheese and
salty and
honey,
something
or
too,
salty.
yeah.
And I was
Weird.
like, I have honey, I'll try that, and it was
Yeah.
pretty good. But like when I open something like vanilla Greek yogurt, or a cottage cheese
Yeah.
thing, or an ice cream
Immediately
thing,
hit the
I'll lick-
lid.
brother, I paid for this.
That's right.
It was $5.99
Yeah,
for
you
this.
got it
bitch.
down at all.
What you got to do is to class it up. You just whatever spoon you're using,
You use that to
you use that, and then you're not an animal.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think these things that you're
I
bringing up
don't
now,
disappreciate what you just said.
the things you're bringing up now are not as crazy as you get. This is
it's
mid-level.
Okay,
this
give
is
me
like
something.
normal stuff.
Give me some crazy.
This is like normal stuff that people do.
I only know
kind
this
of.
because he said something.
You know what I
So
mean?
give me something I've done that's like to you that you're like, oh wow.
The chicken situation is crazy to
What
me.
is it?
He just puts chicken everywhere in the fridge. Everywhere in the fridge.
Okay,
On top of all of the things that, like, I went in there the other day and there was.
I'm
he
seeing some
makes-
looks
he
at y'all
makes
like, hold on, what's going on
fucking-
with the chicken? Like,
he makes fucking ham and turkey sandwiches, right?
Yeah.
Prepared, ready to eat turkey.
Yeah.
It's already been opened and it's sitting in the fucking fridge. And there's just raw chicken sitting on top of.
hold on. Oh,
guys
no,
saying-
no, no,
You're
no,
gonna
no.
get salmonella.
That's crazy.
No, no, no. Hold on.
That's crazy.
You
but-
said raw chicken.
Yes.
It's in a package, completely wrapped. I have
Shut
not
up.
opened the package.
Shut up. It's raw chicken.
Yeah, I can still leave.
It's raw chicken. The other thing that one of the other things that he does that I don't understand is the ice cream deal
Oh, what is it?
that you have to wait 24 hours with it in the
Damn it!
freezer.
Why did you give that up? You could have asked them how they felt on
Yeah.
it.
Hold on.
I
Okay,
still
so
don't know what you mean.
here's a question: When you are we ice cream guys? How do we feel?
course.
Okay, so
Oh, ice cream.
how often
are
are
we
we eating
human?
ice cream?
Once a week, something like that.
Damn,
maybe.
I long for your willpower. You know that is awesome.
Yeah.
I would like to eat it every night. I would.
I would too.
I'm trying to do better about that. But what I'm saying is like when you buy ice cream, when are you going to eat that ice cream? So you go to the store right after this.
I see. I would eat it immediately. I would personally.
Wow.
But I also would just go to like, I don't know, Baskin Robbins if I wanted it immediately. Usually.
yeah.
That is
Big brain.
good logic, you know?
Yeah.
But if I really wanted it and I was at the grocery store, I would probably be like, all right, I want ice cream so bad that I'm getting this, and as soon as like I finish eating, I'm gonna eat it because I like, you know, just like impulsively.
Like in the car eat it?
No, like
Oh.
like after
I was
eating.
like,
it.
God damn!
In the aisle.
Yeah.
He's like, free samples on this
If I
shit?
buy it impulsively, that means I want it, so then I'm gonna
Yeah.
eat it that day.
Soon.
Usually,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So same day.
Yeah.
I can't keep shit like that in my house because I'm bad about that.
Yeah.
So like I like buy stuff that I can make meals with, and anything that's like snacks or shit that's like above a certain threshold of I like it, I just don't keep in my house because
that's a good
Yeah.
point.
I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah.
So I'll buy the smallest thing of ice cream I can get because I know when I come home with that, like it's gonna be gone by the next day.
Yeah. So how big of a container are we talking about that it's going to be gone by the next day?
I mean, I'll definitely know more than just like
A pint? The handheld one?
The smaller
That's a
ones.
pint.
And then sometimes I'll get like the small, like even smaller than that if they're
Okay.
available.
Why even do it then? Like, you're being cruel.
So what?
That's like getting
what
a
he's
mini
saying-
cupcake.
What he's saying,
He's gotta let
is
it
Get a
freeze.
cupcake. It's
it
already a
has
mini
to
version
sit
of a cake.
for 24 hours in the freezer before he can eat the ice
Do
cream.
you set a timer or like
No,
how,
no.
how strong
Is
are
it,
you
So,
with
look,
this?
is it
if-
because it melts when you bring it home?
Well, it's because, like, yes, it's dropping the temperature as soon
The
as you
time
bring it out of the
yeah,
cooler.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a safety thing because, like, it's
Yeah,
always going to be
totally.
good. But, like, by the time you get it in the car, it's already fucked. By the time you get it at home, super fucked. It's basically a milkshake. Okay? So
But
you gotta...
I kind of like ice cream that's like on
It's got to
the
be
edge.
soft. It's got to be soft. I don't want to chew
Word.
through ice cream.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
point of
Who's
ice cream.
eating ice
is
cream with their
cream.
teeth?
You, bro.
No.
You
If it's
chew
frozen.
through ice cream, dog.
Okay, maybe a
you
little.
fucking
If
you eat
have trouble
frozen
getting the
ice cream.
spoon in, then
Yeah.
Okay, but
Hey,
there's a
you
lot of
lost.
folds here. There's nuance to eating ice cream
Yeah, you
nowadays.
got to get the hot scooper, and then that's how you get it going.
No,
That's-
he would hate
that's-
that.
Well, yes, but if you're getting something that is not
Well,
just
yes.
for you. So I'm eating ice cream differently than everybody
Okay.
here, okay? So I've recently been on a very bad kick, and now it seems like it's going to happen again tonight. Because we can't stop talking about it.
Well,
But the
yeah.
Briars
Yeah.
sizes, I don't know what
half
that's
gallon?
called.
Yeah.
It's like 1.4 liters.
half gallon.
I think it's a half gallon.
Yeah.
It hurts a lot worse when
Yeah,
you put
you
it
want
in
to
there.
you want to call it liters
It
here.
hurts a
Yeah,
lot
because it's only
worse.
1.4.
Yeah.
It sounds better.
Let's go with the metric because
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
familiar
yeah.
with how
Okay,
it
okay.
is.
So, a half gallon. Goddamn, that hurts.
Hey, at least it's not the big like whole
Yeah.
gallon thing.
Well, they don't make it in that size. The one that I eat. I'm addicted to Reese's in many shapes, ways, and forms, and throughout my whole life, it's been like a fucking problem. But recently, I found my favorite way to eat it, and that is Breyers makes this disguisingly different container that just says Reese's. You cannot read Breyers anywhere on it. You have to Google it that it's Breyers. It doesn't have the logoing at all. It just says Reese's. And it's peanut butter flavor ice cream
With chocolate bits in it.
with peanut butter cups in it.
Oh, with peanut butter. Ooh.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what I am saying?
No, it's great ice cream.
Yeah.
It's
great ice cream.
unbelievable.
Just
Yeah.
you don't want to
The
eat it with your teeth.
issue with it is once it starts getting like warmer, the air starts to escape it and it becomes foamy-ish. And I'm talking
So this is
probably
very
not
specific
So-
ice
hold on,
This
probably
is-
not to you guys.
this
But
is-
by the time you get to the bottom of the container,
Okay,
it's foamy.
that's the first problem. Is why are you eating it out of the container?
Because I'm eating the whole
Just
thing.
scoop the fucking thing
A
out.
half gallon.
all at once. That's really impressive.
That's
honestly.
insane. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's-
There's this,
hey,
there's
hey,
this
brother,
other thing
I
that he
really
did.
fuck
barely
There's
an
this
effort.
other thing that he did. So he bought this. I don't know if you guys have seen the Ninja like ice cream
Okay.
machine.
It's just
Oh,
a
yeah.
roast meat
It's-
fest is what is happening.
It's okay.
fine, dude.
So what it does is it allows you to make your own ice cream, right? The whole point of this thing is to be able to make your own. You make the base, you make the ice cream base, and then you put it in this cup, and it freezes or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you mix your flavors into it, right? Whatever you're putting into it. But the whole point is to make your own ice cream. At
He's
home.
gonna try to roast me, but he's gonna prove I'm a fucking genius. Go ahead.
So he attempted to make his own ice cream. Said, "I don't like it."
There was no attempt.
So
I
there
did
were
that shit.
Okay, he made his own ice cream that he
Okay.
didn't like. So then he bought just vanilla ice cream and started putting it in the cup. So then he could mix his own flavors into the ice
Into
cream.
the ice cream, okay.
And I'm like, dude, just buy fucking ice cream that has flavors in it.
Okay.
Just buy that. You're buying vanilla ice cream. You bought a, however many $100 thing to mix
Of
this stuff up.
Reese's.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just played yourself because I'm going to show you why what I did was
doesn't
a
ma- it
genius
doesn't
thing.
make any
they don't
sense.
make Fruity Pebbles vanilla ice cream.
It's true.
Oh.
In your
got-
face.
you're on the
cereal,
custom.
Cereal
Jesus
and ice cream
Christ.
is
Holy shit. It's
Yeah.
colder cereal.
You're on your custom.
I get
game.
it, but
This is what
I
he's,
don't get it.
you're beyond your depth. You don't get what you just got yourself into. What I'm saying is you buy a very calorie friendly ice cream, Halo Top Vanilla Bean. It's a nice plain base. You get your favorite or your favorite cereal, and you barely have to do the topping. You
And
give like
Bonzella.
literally half a serving size, which seems ouch, not enough. Then when you mix it in, it's like a fucking McFlurry or a fucking Sonic Blast that
So
you're
it's
like.
soft ice cream.
I kind of fuck with that.
It
It's
is,
like the Sonic
it's
Blast.
soft
but
ice cream.
for whatever reason, and this I have tried to figure out, does not melt. By the time I'm through the pint, it's as cold as it was when it started. Maybe
think
it's
it's
the
all in your
speed
head.
and that I'm eating
And
it.
it's on you, and it's only like this much ice cream, so it's like
And
two
it's
bites.
not a half gallon. So
Right, it's a
you know,
much
it's-
smaller amount, so it's
Maybe
only
we
10
should
bites.
go all to therapy together. Take me and be like, guys, this is what's wrong with him.
So
It's
you
crazy.
mentioned Reese's.
Yes.
Do you fuck with like the different shaped Reese's?
Oh, I'd love to get into this.
Because there's
a clear winner.
They're so much better.
It's
There's a clear
unbelievable.
winner.
It's
Wait.
like
There's a
What am I
time
missing here?
between like Easter and football season where they just don't exist.
they don't exist.
And it sucks.
It's
What
like
you're
is your-
talking about, like, oh,
They make the different
Pumpkins.
shapes.
They have
eggs,
the pumpkin, the
bats,
eggs.
trees.
What is
Christmas
the?
trees.
What is the? Do you?
What is the
do
number
you
one
feel a
I think
difference in
football.
the football,
football
shape?
shape?
Well, so it's the egg, pretty much.
Yeah.
basically.
Close to the egg.
Okay.
I think egg is top tier. I think egg is top tier.
Egg has got to be god tier.
Yeah, I think
Listen,
it's,
wait,
It's the
listen.
most
So,
peanut
so now
butter.
you're
listen
now
to me. What are the which are the ones? List them.
There's Christmas tree,
you have bats. Pumpkins,
pumpkins, football. I think that's
I think they have probably come out with different shapes, but those are like the classics.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I'm telling you, the chocolate is different.
Yeah.
The chocolate is different.
It
Softer.
is
compared
It's
to a
way softer.
regular
it's also
Reese's peanut butter
thinner.
cup.
I think the base is as close as you're going to get to the thickest part, and then the outside layer.
You get more
It's
peanut
just
butter.
ratio, much more peanut butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's why.
True, because the cups are like kind of hard.
Yeah.
And then those other
Yeah.
ones are
I think
just
it's
like,
because they're literally putting out so many fucking cups that sometimes you'll get a bag where like half
And
of
they
them are
probably
not
made it so
wrapped
long,
all the
yeah.
way. It's like wrapped upside down and like the chocolate part is exposed, and you're like, that could have
Yeah.
been on somebody's asshole. I don't know.
yeah.
It's tough. Is there a number one candy for us? Is it Reese's?
Up there, if not number one. I don't
feel
even
like y'all-
really like chocolate, so
I feel like y'all like some weird candy.
I probably like
You're a
weirder
licorice
ones.
guy.
I'm definitely not a licorice guy.
I feel like an almond joy is in somebody's bag right
Ooh,
now.
no, definitely not in my
Yeah, I
bag.
don't like
I'm
that
like
shit.
a like this is probably
He's like more mounds.
my favorite probably is this. I mean those Reese's candy. Do you know what those are? Like the dark chocolate with like caramel in it. They're like hard.
What
as
did you
shit.
call it?
Reasons or
Oh,
You know,
R-I-
the RIESEN.
something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Reese's, yeah.
you're old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Those
I
are
also
banging.
really like.
Are you wearing loafers?
I really like the dark
Or
chocolate
Hey
Twix a
Dudes.
lot too.
Yeah.
Big dark chocolate guy.
Yeah, I'm a
huh?
dark
Are you
chocolate.
so you're a chocolate guy?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Not really anything else.
Gotcha.
Like I'll eat like the gummy shit, but not really.
Yeah.
Like more of like just like I like snow caps.
Where do you land on sour
Snow
stuff?
caps,
Yeah.
dude. That's insane.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
That's insane
Yeah.
for
you,
somebody
you
under
probably
60
like
to say.
dots, not the ice cream, but like the old flavored dots on sheets.
Like
They're
Golden
decent,
20s?
yeah.
Yeah, they're
okay.
not.
Yeah.
But you like snow caps, so I'm like, you probably like shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a big wax bottle guy.
He's like,
I just
you're
like
not
to chew on
supposed to eat
wax.
the whole thing, and he's
Yeah.
like, I think they're pretty
I
tasty.
like Werther's. I actually do.
I fuck with taffy.
Yeah,
Salt
yeah.
water. Yeah.
It's a solid water.
Salt water.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild, dude. Where do you land on sour though? Like
I'm
what
fine
kind
with
of
it.
sour? You like,
Like Sour
gummy? You like
Patch.
Skittles?
Sour
you like
Patch
strips?
and like the worms probably. Yeah.
So you like gummy?
Yeah, they're decent.
You like gummy?
Yeah, gummies.
I don't really like buy it candy ever.
You
Like,
fuck
but
with candy corn though.
if I do like candy corn, yeah, a lot.
I like the candy corn pumpkins,
Get the
which are
fuck
possibly,
outta here,
possibly
dude.
worse than regular.
Get
candy corn.
Yeah.
out of here,
That hurt my feelings.
dude. That's insane.
That is the worst. That is the worst themed candy of all time. And I'm saying, you're out. Candy corn is outbeating Peeps as the worst seasonal candy of all
I don't
time.
know. I don't know about that.
Peeps
one.
is
I would
dog
take a
shit.
peep.
I
I would take a
really hate
peep over
Peeps.
over candy corn.
Oh, yeah,
And I would too.
Absolutely.
But candy
not.
corn is what even is that flavor?
Who knows? It's great
Sure.
though.
That's crazy. I can't believe
So
you
you-
just said that out loud.
You're basically eating, and I only know this term because I watched some TV. Fondant.
What?
Fondant.
Fondant.
It's just like rolled out ice. Like
Oh,
ice
probably.
cream, like sugar.
That's probably exactly what
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
just sugar.
So why don't you just eat
But
fucking
parts of
sugar?
it taste different. Like, you know, you can eat it all, and you can eat like just the yellow part.
Do you also believe Skittles taste different?
They do taste
Skittles
Hold
do
on.
taste
Do
different.
They don't.
not?
Skittles are all the same flavor. There's fragrances on each one that makes you think they taste different. That is an actual fact.
but taste and smell are pretty close.
Yeah.
Don't test
They
that,
make
though.
you.
So they do
They make you
taste
taste.
different.
They
What
make you
about like
taste
the
different things.
tropical ones as opposed to
Okay,
the
so
normal ones?
they
Is
do
that
have different flavors.
That's
They do have
different.
different-
I love
Okay.
that too. Like, I do think there are better flavored ones. Like, okay, so maybe you just blew my shit up.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
There you go.
All right.
So you do smell things and it makes you taste them, right?
Yeah,
You smell your own shit.
that's right.
You taste your own
Yeah.
shit.
You have
That's
an idea
wild.
of what it would be like, yeah.
And you all like your own flavor. Like you fart and you're like, that wasn't that
wasn't
bad.
bad.
You smell someone else's
You're
fart,
like,
you're
nope.
like, I will fist fight you in a parking lot, dude. That shit sucks.
I feel like it's all bad, but
It is all bad,
Yeah.
but you get your own flavor and you're like,
Yeah.
I did pretty good.
I don't like you calling it flavor.
Flavor's
You're smelling it.
Flavor's a little aggressive.
Flavor.
I'd call it
Flavor's
a
a little
flavor.
aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know. Is there anything you guys want to promote other than
We got
that?
a fest in 2 weeks.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, pretty much just that. I mean, we got a, so yeah, that's happening. We got a bunch of Halloween stuff happening over the next week at the Handlebar, so that'll be a fun week.
Yeah, you got Bitter Blood playing.
Yeah, Bitterbuzz playing next
yeah.
Our
Friday.
boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were on here, right?
Yeah, like, I don't know when that dropped, like last week.
Yeah. Yeah, they were on here, and so yeah, they're playing with Vagrants and Glistener, and so that'll be a great one. And then yeah, obviously, any Handlebar stuff, follow that. Make sure that we, keep coming out to shows and supporting, and that helps us do festivals like this. So
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll ask
shit.
you the same question we asked them. Would you rather burn
Oh,
or drowned?
Jesus.
drown.
Drown?
Yeah.
This is gonna be a fucked up answer, but I would rather burn because
Not fucked up at all.
if I'm gonna die, like I just feel like I'm gonna die either way.
Yeah.
Like why not experience like a crazy amount of pain that I've never experienced before, like just to know what it's like.
All right.
That's
Pretty fucked up.
That part,
what? You
the
changed
answer
it.
wasn't fucked up. It was the after that
It was
was
the
fucked up.
explanation
That's
of
why,
the
that's
answer.
why
Yeah.
I gave
That
the
was
disclaimer.
that
Yeah.
was a little.
So now,
that was kind of dark.
would you rather burn or freeze to death?
I don't know.
Freeze probably. I feel like either freeze or drown.
You're such a unique person,
I
dude.
feel like either freeze or drown, you kind of would drift into it. Like I feel like there's.
No.
You don't think so?
Have
mean
you
it would be
ever
like a calm-
look?
like a- like
Have
a
you ever
slow
been
calm-
It'd be like a
outside?
calm thing.
I don't know about drowning though. Drowning is.
I don't
like
think it's
one of those,
calm necessarily, but I like if I was to be like struggling swimming, I know eventually my body would just give out and I would just collapse. If I'm burning, I'm witnessing it happening,
You're
and I'm like,
freaking out.
fuck, and I'm just like feeling.
Hold on.
pain.
A lot
Okay,
faster, though.
for a split second, explain you're witnessing it happen. Your eyes are gone, dude. You're not witnessing
true.
shit.
You're
You're
right.
just like,
You're right.
ah! I'm thinking you're crazy because it's always got to be burn alive, always for every one of them, and it's got to be in an explosion. Like it's
it's
got to be
quick.
like an atom bomb explosion. Like you're dust. You're gone. You're like them trees in them houses on
But
those
if
things.
it's not though,
I was
If it's
thinking more
not,
like we were like
and
yeah.
you're burning alive.
You get to choose in this situation.
You didn't say that though.
Yeah.
I'm asking you a question how you want to die. I'm choosing. You're choosing. Why couldn't you choose the rest?
I guess
Why
I was,
is the
I was
choosing
seeing,
unlimited?
I guess I was seeing like if it was like the situations in which like if I was drowning, it would be because I'm out at sea and there's nothing around me. If I was burning,
Be like
I
in a
wasn't
house,
thinking of an
burning
explosion. I was
alive.
thinking, yeah, like maybe
Yeah,
a
like a
car,
house
or
fire
like
or
whatever. And
See,
Yeah.
that shows you where y'all's mindset is. Y'all
Yeah.
are sad people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Y'all like soft ice cream and drowning out at sea. Y'all
I
are
said,
terrible.
I said burning.
Yeah, and I
for
like
a
yours.
fucked up
I like
You
yours,
burn or
but
drown?
I think it's burn.
Okay, so I'm
I think it's
alone
burn.
here. I guess that's all right.
so
I'm
worst
used to
burn
it.
of all time to die from, Indian burn.
Being roasted,
Just till you die.
The
you just die
slowest
from
of death.
insults. Like
Yeah, just
someone's just
fucking-
killing you. Like,
Boom,
with the
roasted.
roast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah. Well,
It's a lot of
how
roasting
can they
there.
find you guys on social media? Or do you want to not be found individually?
Night Moose Pensacola.
Okay.
Yeah. Night Moose Pensacola and
the Handlebar.
the Handlebar 850 on
Oh, yeah.
Instagram. So
Yo, yeah.
those are the two ones.
Cool as shit.
Well, if you guys are ever in a situation where you're holding an event and shit gets out of control and you just can't get a hold of Carter and you guys need to be trained, we
Yeah.
have a place for that.
To
Kazushi
get
Club,
us into
Pensacola,
shape.
Florida. It's like kind of not that far from the Handlebar, to be honest. You can just call for backup.
Okay.
No, we'll pull
You know,
up.
you can come through open mats on Saturday, which is like we're recording this on Saturday. Open mat is about to start actually. You can come through. Great guys, a lot of technique being taught. We're doing ad reads is what's
Yeah.
happening. Okay, I
Yeah,
didn't know if
that's
you
cool.
didn't
That's
know
fine.
if I was just like being like,
No, yeah.
yo, I love my boys.
No, that's cool. Yeah.
He's like, cool. He loves them a lot. But open mat Saturdays, you got classes Monday through Thursday at night, and then Monday, Wednesday,
Friday
Friday mornings. Derek actually took over Tuesdays, and Dakota got switched to Mondays now. So wrestling, judo, that type of shit is Monday nights now. Yeah, a great room if you guys are trying to just like
Self-defense.
come check shit out.
Yeah.
Just a release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good spot.
If they're not in Pensacola, where can they go?
Fantasy Martial Arts, baby.
Where's that?
That is over in Foley, Alabama.
Okay.
But that is Tony Rayborn's gym. Freshly minted black belt within the last year. They've got a huge spot over there. They do everything from they have huge kids program over there. So if you know anybody, or anybody listening, has children that are looking to get into martial arts, that's a great place to start. Just because our program is gigantic over there. And if you're over there on Wednesday nights, you'll run into Rich Shimleski, who is the owner of a Lifestyle Experiment, who is our Nogi grappling sponsor, basically. So
Yep.
Cool.
they do all kinds of Nogi grappling gear, whether it be rash guards and shorts. They are starting to do gis. Their pre-order is up, but I think you can still order them. Can you order them still?
I mean, the way that the pre-order works, I think that's closed, but I think he's going to be working
Once
to
they
where it's
drop.
going to be a regular thing.
Yeah.
It's just like selling enough that
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
maintain some stock.
Um,
But to piggyback on the Panacea thing, they are
Yeah.
having a family day and promotions November 11th at 10 a.m. They're starting the family day portion of it 10:30 to noon, but at 10 a.m. they're doing a quartet. I thought the shit was called quintet, but apparently that's the brand of that quartet.
Quartet is 4 and quintet is 5.
Yeah.
You learn.
That's right.
You learn all the time, okay?
It's okay.
Hey, brother, I'm
no,
growing.
It's fine. No,
Yeah.
we're getting it figured out together
Learning
as a
it.
group. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, family day and quartet.
Yes,
You said
and-
the 11th.
On the 11th, I do believe that's a Friday.
Yeah.
Let's see.
it's
That's a Saturday. So their normal open mat on Saturdays will be replaced with that family day. Basically the same thing. If you want to check out that gym when that's happening, that would be an amazing time to go because you get to see what hard work paying off feels like. Because you get to see the people get their promotions. Also food, all sorts of shit will be happening that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys got tattoos?
He's got 1 million. I have 0.
You have 0 tattoos?
0.
Let's see a
Maybe
tattoo.
one.
You
I've
don't-
never seen a
you got
tattoo
some.
before.
Yeah.
He's like, shitty joke. I'm not even gonna... Sick hoodie, by the way. I didn't even notice that. Oh, brother, The Shining?
Yeah.
That's like one of my all-time favorite. Do you classify that as a horror movie or just a thriller?
I think it's just
It's fucked.
it's just a great movie.
Yeah, right? Love the shirt. Yeah, you're yadded up, dude.
Yeah, he's yeah.
Have you ever been tattooed by Johnny Mumbles? No? Brother, you got to go there. Johnny Mumbles at Sacred Grounds Tattoo Studio does some of the best work I've seen in my life. He's about to do a pretty cool thigh piece. I've been saying that forever.
For 3 months.
One day I'm going to come in here,
Yeah.
do the ad
Gotta
read
have
in the
it.
Speedo,
Yeah.
and you're going to see the whole fucking thing. But amazing work if you're trying to get a handlebar tattoo or a tattoo in general. What would you get if you got a tattoo?
Avenged Sevenfold Bat.
No, let's see. Maybe my dog or something.
Word. What is the dog's name?
Reese.
Oh, come on.
I have
At least get
two.
Ozzy.
I had 2 dogs and then a family dog. It'd be one of those. Reese, Ozzy, or Silly are the ones I would get it of. Yeah.
Seems like Reese is the most important one. You cut the other 2 off like you had a singular dog. You're
Yeah.
like, my
He's
dog.
kinda-
What's
yeah.
crazy about that is that Reese sucks.
He doesn't. He's perfect.
That's a classic dad. Like, I'm going to defend my dog.
Yeah, he's like, no, he doesn't. And we're going to talk about this later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But you could get tattooed. Like, he does all sorts of shit. Amazing black work. But commissions stuff as far as like artwork. They do signs. They have guest spots all the time. Like, they're always having people come through that are from as far as Australia, like fucking Ohio, like all over the place.
Australia to Ohio, baby.
Yeah,
Got
that's a
you
long
covered.
walk.
Yeah, got you covered.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna get out of here on that, but we can't thank you guys. I love that you reach out to us.
Yeah. Thank
Like-
you guys for having us on. Appreciate
yeah,
it.
Yeah, it was dope. It's cool to finally meet you. I've seen like you guys
Yeah.
for a long time, but like our circles just haven't.
Yeah.
You know, Carter doesn't bring y'all around, and he
Yeah,
definitely doesn't
to
take
roll.
us nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, we're like 2 hooligans at the fucking gym,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Good shit. Well, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We're getting the fuck up out of here. We love you. Yee!
Yee yee.